All right.
Sup?
We are live a little bit later.
And we find out that Matt has the audio on his phone going.
It's all good. Fix it live. Welcome everybody again to another episode of Pokemon D&D here on this wonderful Monday morning. Yeah, go ahead, roll your dice.
Monday morning?
Let's see what that happens.
Evening.
Oh, it's been a long day.
That's all right. You can see it. That's the biggest thing.
Melissa got a brand new set of dice.
It's a little flickery, but it works.
Flickery.
Right.
Oh, that was in that 20. Funky.
Ooh.
Like if you look at it when it comes back. Come on. Catch up. Ooh, it's a fair bit flickery.
That's a sad face.
Should be okay. Okay, so
You can still see the cracking on the numbers at least.
we'll start today with our typical acknowledgements. Thank you at Joe the DM for this wonderful homebrew that we are using for today. That is at Joe the DM on Twitter. The character tokens, which you will be seeing on the board, are by at Uwoobi on Twitter. She is wonderful.
That's still my favorite name for anybody on Twitter ever.
And all of that music is going to be by your friend and mine, Kevin McLeod at incompetech.com.
Oh, you don't have the chat open on the computer either.
Oh, okay. It looks like we're going to see what you're doing.
We're doing live. Also, hi, Mackenzie.
I don't know where my phone is.
Where do you want that chat?
Just if you hit Windows key and go Restream, and just type in Restream, you have to open up the chat on the PC to have it show up on stream.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. This is all new. New and exciting.
So the big orange thing with the R.
Not that one. That one.
Yeah.
That one.
That one.
We're a little out of sorts here today.
It might pop up on the top screen. Oh, no, it didn't. Yay.
Thank you, goodness. We're just going to throw that back up there.
There we go.
There. And of course, if you don't like this audio,
Yell at me.
Yeah. Yeah, or wait for the podcast version, which is going to be cleaned up and sound professional-like. So, is everybody about ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys done what you do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Done.
Doing all right today. How about you, Mackenzie? And thank you for asking.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the wonderful world of Pokemon. Here in Wundoro, things have been going pretty swell. Except for last session, in which our adventurers continued on their little leg towards Bramble Town. After a short excursion through the woods, they came across some wormhole doing their thing. It wasn't much of a battle, and 2 wormhole were caught by Brooke and our good buddy Jackson. Shortly thereafter, the whole party ventured through a stream for some splishy, splashy good times and met another new friend, a young trainer and helper, aide as it were, to Professor Larch, Larry. Larry challenged the two to a battle with his trusty Spinda. The two shared some stories and some experiences before heading off to find a place to sleep for the night. Under a old, broken down cabin of sorts in the woods, the party decided to set down for the night for a good long sleep. Unbeknownst to them, it was already the home of a angry Ariados, and her brood
Some
of
pronunciation.
Spinnerax, who attacked in the middle of the night. The party suffered heavy casualties, many Pokemon fainting or being poisoned,
None of mine fainted.
and some pretty darn close calls. Finally, scooping up their Pokemon in their arms, they ran towards the nearest town, Bramble, just on the edge. They ran through the night.
Oh, yeah.
Because someone was poisoned.
Yeah, Billy was
Billy.
They were
poisoned and he
all
fainted.
poisoned.
Billy did himself a not good and fainted.
So when we last left them, they were just hitting the edge of town with the Pokemon Center in sight.
Are you sure they were all poisoned?
I think most of them were. And also, just while we're still getting started,
What you got?
for people who haven't tuned into this before, we don't interact with chat as much just because we're role-playing, so it kind of demands our attention.
Doing the thing.
But we do take breaks every now and then to address. So just to answer the couple of questions that are in there right now, why no face cam? Because this setup demands us to not have one. And also nice. I had to ask you about your new apartment when we were on our first little break. It sounds exciting.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, running through the night. First roll of the night. I need both of you to give me. No, you know what? I'll off on that one. I'm jumping the gun. I'm very excited for this first roll.
Because it will decide our fates.
Perhaps.
Billy falls out of the Pokeball and dies.
After leveling up.
Ooh. You breach the town limits. There are streetlights on. It is a quaint town. You can't make out many details in the shadows in the dark. But there is the Pokemon Center, which is brightly lit up directly in front of you. You get the sense that it is prepared to receive people at all hours. It is a white and red colored building, brick, and is surrounded by a number of brambles that seem to just be climbing up the sides of it. The windows are kind of glossed over a little bit, but you can see the faint shape of a person inside. What would you like to do?
I will go and
Run to the
knock on
Pokemon
the
Center.
door,
I was gonna kick it in.
being overly polite.
I'm just running in.
You run towards the Pokemon Center, Jackson, to knock on the door, and the doors slide open. Automatic.
Oh, that newfangled technology. Hello? I have a poisoned Pokemon.
We need assistance!
Stepping inside, you see a counter directly in front of you. To your left, a set of stairs leading to a second level. To your right, you see a few cots with various trainers sleeping on it with small Pokemon beside them. You see a row of telephones and computer screens that line the wall. One person seems to be making a phone call in turns to see you guys entering. There is a pink-haired woman behind the counter who looks tired but energized, seeing you rushing through, and she leaps the counter and runs over to you and says, "Oh goodness, please bring them forward to the counter."
Enter all my Pokemon.
Put all three in my arms and walk up to the counter.
She ushers you towards a set of trays, and she collects the Pokeballs from Brooke, and she sets them in. She calls to the back, "Emergency! This is a code red!" And this large, pink-looking creature, about as tall as yourself, Brooke, but probably 3 times as wide, with these almost tentacle-like hairs on the top, an egg pouch in the front, short, simple arms, and very small feet, wanders out and goes, and grabs the tray of Pokeballs from Nurse Joy and walks to the back. And then she goes to collect your Pokemon. She, again, sort of loads them up on a cart this time. And she says, "Please, we will be but a moment. I'll be right back. Me and my staff will see to this."
Okay.
And she rolls the cart through a set of swinging doors into the back. The rest of the young trainers, mostly, who are in cots and whatnot around the Pokemon Center, just go back to bed. This is seemingly not a odd occurrence, I should say. People are used to people showing up at the Pokemon Center at any point in the night with such circumstances.
Weren't we supposed to call Professor Larch when we got to a Pokemon Center?
Were we?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Do we want to call her just in case? What time is it? Is she still asleep? Would we be disturbing her? Is it dinner time? Are we gonna be like a telemarketer calling in the middle of dinner and just annoying her?
I feel like, if anything, we're probably going to wake her up.
You hear one guy kind of turn over in his car and he goes, "Hey, Keep it down. Some of us are trying to sleep here.
What was that? Speak up.
Quiet down. Some of us are trying to sleep here.
Oh, you
Another
should be a
kid
little
turns
more
over.
quiet. The rest are going to get annoyed at you.
Another kid turns over and goes, shh, I have a big battle in the morning.
I believe you're the one being loud. God.
The kid kind of chastised, turns over in his cot and goes back,
Brat.
seemingly to sleep.
Is this like a library? Are we not allowed to speak loudly?
I think everybody's just sleeping.
Okay.
Is there free cots?
There are, absolutely. You see a line of them, essentially. This reception room, best way to put it, is fairly large. You can see a number of storage units to one wall that are opened up, where more than likely these cots would fold up and store away. But they're available for trainer use during the night.
And what time of the night is it?
It is still very late, so, or I guess early. Like, you're probably going on 3, 4 o'clock
In the morning.
in the morning.
I didn't mean to do that.
There is an errant brook sitting on the map.
Not anymore. I deleted her.
Hey, go curl up in a cot.
What time would it be at home?
Probably a couple hours off, so it might even be probably closer to 1 or midnight, back where you're from.
Okay. Brooke's just gonna throw herself onto a cot and stare at the ceiling, waiting for her Pokemon.
Sure.
I am old and I need sleep, so I'm just gonna go straight to a nap.
Waiting a few moments. Can I get you to make a con save?
Yeah.
Both of us?
Hold on.
Hell yeah, that's I think it's just a 13. Oh wait, it's probably less. Hang on.
What is his con?
It's a 12. It's not actually. It's not. Yeah.
It's only a -1? Okay.
It's his best physical stat.
Not
Did you
too
say
bad.
is a 12 is a -1? A con is a +1.
No,
No,
he's
but
at -1.
I rolled a 13. It is a 12.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you lay down to go to sleep. Waiting a few more minutes, maybe half an hour passes before Nurse Joy reemerges with a smile on her face. She has a tray with 12, no, 6. 6 Pokeballs.
The math will be right
on them.
eventually.
You can tell just by looking at them. 3 of them are yours, Brooks, and the other 3 are yourselves. You're asleep, so you don't know. Nurse Joy walks right up to you and she says, "Oh, he went to sleep, I see.
I can hold this Pokemon for now.
Yes, your Pokemon will be fine. You did well to bring them here.
Thank you.
I take it you had a rough battle."
Yeah. We thought we were being clever. Apparently not. Kind of slept in a spinnerack nest. It wasn't fun.
Well, you really should be more careful. You know your Pokemon were rather hurt.
I'm aware. That's why we ran here and felt awful.
Poisoning is very dangerous. You could have lost some of them.
I
Here,
know.
you can have your Pokemon back. Just be careful.
I'm sure we both will.
All right. She hands over the tray.
So, question. Because I have the nurse path, it's just my Pokemon that get the temporary hit points.
I believe so.
Jackson can't reap the benefits from that.
No.
But do all of my Pokemon? It doesn't really specify.
Read what it says.
It says you have a pure heart and healing spirit. You want the best for your Pokemon. That involves always keeping them in tip-top shape. When you choose this path, you gain proficiency in medicine skill at each long rest or Pokemon Center visit. Your healed Pokemon gain temporary hit points equal to your level.
Healed Pokemon.
Healed Pokemon, and technically all of them were healed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this doesn't constitute a long rest. This is specifically a
I know,
a
it
Pokemon.
also says Pokemon Center visit.
Right. Yep.
So is it all my healed Pokemon?
Yes.
Cool. I will take Jackson's Pokemon and my Pokemon and go put the Jackson's Pokeballs in his bag, but I'm going to release Bonsai, if I can do that.
You're going to release him? Just
Like
goodbye.
No, from his
Goodbye, Bonsly.
from his Pokeball, so he could be with Jackson, because I feel like that is something that they would both want.
Sure. You release the Bonsly, and immediately it looks up at you, tears in its eyes. It goes,
I nuzzle my face into his, and I go, "Take care, Jackson."
looks
Break your
over
nose
at
while doing
Jackson.
so.
Yeah.
It looks over at Jackson. You can kind of see its bottom lip stick out a little bit and go. And then it walks over to Jackson and sits on the ground next to him.
And he's noticeably perturbed.
A little bit.
Brooke sits down next to him and says, "You know Jackson really loves you, right?" "I know, it was a mistake. But he ran here the whole way, and he's an old man."
Roll persuasion.
Hell yeah. Bonsley's eating that shit up.
So assuming that's at 18, because persuasion's charisma based?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, 18.
Bonsley looks at you. And then it looks up at the old man. And it kind of stands up and it tries its best to climb on top of the cot before it falls down and just chunk.
I'm gonna help him.
You pick it up and just drop it on top of the cot.
Place him nicely.
Put it on the cot.
She
The
has
whole
more grace
cot
than Jackson.
Visibly just sort of bows a bit. But Bonsly rests himself kind of in the crook, right on top of Jackson's kidney, and sits there essentially.
On his kidney.
You may change his loyalty back to 0 if you would
Oh.
like.
Didn't even notice that change.
Hey.
Where is that?
Yeah, where is that?
Should be on the left side.
Left side, all I see is nickname species.
Over by
Yeah.
stab.
Oh, stab.
Where?
Under past perception and everything. Because of them faint?
Viola loves me. +1. How is... Oh, okay. Meowth is a 0. I read the proficiency and I was like, how is Meowth a +2? We have a testing relationship.
Following that, what do you do?
Brooke's gonna let Jackson rest some more,
Mhm.
and she's going to go over to a cot again. Do a lot of the other Pokemon trainers have their Pokemon out? Or are they all kind of just chilling and sleep?
No, so they're all tucked up in their beds. Most of them are asleep or restlessly so. Most of them look young, younger than you or a little bit older.
'Kay.
Essentially. And no, they're not sleeping with their Pokemon.
Brooke's gonna go outside then and take all of her Pokemon out
Mm-hmm.
and give them all a hug and apologize for the pain that she caused them by making a poor choice. And kind of start to tear up.
Your Riolu sort of crosses its arms a bit as it's let out, and it looks up at you. And it takes its arms away, and it puts it on its hips, and it nods at you. Your Meowth is just cleaning itself.
You all fought really well, though, and I'm proud of you.
You can't see, but Melissa just lied on the ground.
To reach over and close the door to this room.
She just laid down.
Laid down the law.
I died.
Your Wurmple is more or less doing figure eights between your Riolu and the other one, just energetically speeding about. Your Meowth seems unbothered. Your Riolu seems to give you some sort of acknowledgement or approval.
Yeah.
And your Wurmple is in happy sorts. It doesn't seem bothered by the events. Doesn't know any better, perhaps.
Okay. I think it's probably for the best I don't wander around with all of you out. Kind of feel like that just puts you in more danger. So, sorry. And then she again kind of gives him a hug and puts Wurmple and Meowth back in the Pokeball. And puts them in her pocket.
Okay. They disappear inside. Riolu walks up to you and he kind of looks at you for a long moment. And then lifts up one of his paws, just sort of looking at it for a second. And then reaches it up towards you, reaching for your hand.
I hold his hand. And I'll go walk inside and throw myself onto a cot.
Okay. Your
And just
Riolu
Wait for
walks
Jackson.
beside you.
And wait for Jackson. Maybe have a nap myself. Because sleep was kind of interrupted.
Yes. So, can I get you to give me a con save?
Ooh.
Should be at 15. Yes. No, sorry, 14.
14. The day's excitement is just, it's a bit much. And it's keeping you up. And it's keeping you going. You don't really feel all that tired. Between the little bit of sleep you got before you were attacked by the Ariados and the Spinnerack, and just the adrenaline pumping through your veins, you feel good. You've got a day ahead of you, and you are feeling fine.
Okay. Then let's just get up and hang
Just
out with
mill about.
Riolu. Yeah.
The
Mill
hours
around.
pass by, and after another 3 hours, Jackson, you finally wake up. During this time, you would note a number of trainers have gotten up and actually left the Pokemon Center, starting their day. It seems like an early awakening for a number of these trainers.
What time is it now?
You're going on about 7.
Did you have a good nap?
I feel much more rested. Oh, hi, Billy.
That's good.
Aw, I'm glad to see you doing well, buddy. I'm sorry.
The Bonsly nods in sort of acceptance, and you can see a couple fresh tears well up in its eyes.
I will give him pets.
Okay.
Many pets.
It's like petting a rock.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Bonsly accepts your pats. He doesn't stray from them. He sort of leans into them a bit. You note as you pet him and he's sort of leaning into a bit, he slowly leans off the edge of the cot. And
No, I catch him.
Make a dex save.
That was shitty anyway. There you go.
11.
-2.
It was better than the other option.
He is right on top of you, and you catch him before he rolls off the edge. And Bonsly looks very surprised looking up at you.
Told you.
Surprised that it didn't fall. It was entirely expecting to just fall off the car.
Yeah.
I told you he loved you very much.
And she was right. Now nuzzle up to him.
The Riolu who had found himself a small spot and had gone to sleep kind of looks over its shoulder at you, curled up in a ball on the floor, and goes, rolls back to sleep.
Baka.
I thought we were friends. I love you too.
You see him kind of pull down his ear flaps over his eyes.
I think he's blushing.
Probably. Brooke's gonna go over to one of the phones and call Professor Larp.
Sure. The phone looks like it's tailor-made for Skype. There's a receiver on the side of it and a computer screen, essentially. You type in a phone number, and it rings. You can see a small Pokeball spinning on the screen, very similar to your Pokedexes.
Telephone.
Ring, 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 ring. Phone call, phone call.
And the screen suddenly goes white and then flickers in this picture of a very disheveled Professor Larch. She looks like she's fixing her hair a little bit and correcting her glasses. She leans in towards the mic and she kind of taps the screen a bit and goes, hello.
Good morning, Professor Larch. I hope we didn't wake you.
No. Science never sleeps.
That sounds unhealthy.
I have to agree.
She sort of ties her hair back a little bit and says, yes, indeed. Many a discovery has been made on a sleep state. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, we met your friend.
My friend? Oh,
Lawrence.
Yes, Lawrence. I told him that he was supposed to collect some reports from you. Where are you now?
At the Pokemon Center. We kind of had to run here.
In Bramble Town already. You're
Yes,
making
in
good
Bumblefoot.
time.
Yeah. I mean, yep.
She fixes her glasses a little bit and leans a little bit closer to the screen and she says, "Did you skip sleep?"
Maybe.
I mean, I did a little bit, I guess.
Oh, please, but enough about myself and how are the Pokemon?
They're good.
I take it you've been taking good care of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're getting stronger.
Tell me all about them.
Billy still looks the same. Yep. Then the dandy is a Hoppip. He's pink. I'm trying to remember the names. I got a Spinnerack I have yet to name.
Oh, so you've been catching Pokemon.
We
Good.
have been.
Very good, very good.
I think you got my Spinnerack probably.
Yes,
late
I've
last
received
night.
one Pokemon from yourself and one
got
from
my
Jackson.
Wurmple.
Yes.
Yeah.
we
You got
received them.
Jimantha.
Oh, that's a very creative name.
Yeah, mine's name is Jimmy.
Ah,
forgot about
I see. Yes, we received 2 the other day. My aides have been looking after them. They've been added to the insect exhibit.
Yeah, I also caught a Meowth. I call her Sassy Bee.
Very good. And the B stands for...
Something affectionate.
I didn't
Well,
think,
that's lovely.
I didn't think the word bitch was affectionate.
It's B-E-A.
Fixes her glasses again and says, oh my.
Oh, biatch. That's what the young ones say nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
that is a term of affection from what little I know.
Yeah, yeah.
biatch.
We got off to an interesting start. She kind of scratched my face.
Oh, well.
But it's affectionate, I promise.
Okay. I'm trusting you. So, and you're Riolu. Riolu is...
Liam's doing well.
Oh, excellent. Please describe. Well, has he grown any?
He has a little bit in strength, and we're bonding well, I believe. He runs hot and cold with me sometimes.
Oh, well, the life of a Pokemon trainer is not an easy one.
Billy loves the shit out of me.
Oh, well, that is very good to hear. I'm glad you're taking well.
He held my hand last night when I cried, but then this morning he's grumpy at me. I don't know.
Oh, well, I hope you work things out. You know, I'm sorry, I can't speak much longer. I am very busy. And you see an aide walk in behind her, and it is one that you recognize, Douglas, and he kind of cracks his own glasses.
It's
and he's got
Dougie!
this
It's
thing,
Doogie!
he just, well, if it isn't you two.
Take care of my Pokemon, Dougie!
He hands a mug of coffee to Professor Larch, who takes a sip, and he says, "Yes," and he walks off camera.
Bye!
Larch says, "Science never sleeps. Have a good day."
You
Good
too.
day.
We'll see you later, biatch.
She goes to, like, you can see her hand move towards the little screen to hang up, and her hand hovers there for a second as she looks back at the camera, wondering if she heard what she heard, and she says, "Bye." And she clicks, gone.
She doesn't seem to like that term of affection very much. Am I misunderstanding?
Nope. Right, awkwardly walks away. So, we're in Bramble Town. What do you want to do?
What were we supposed to do here? Was there a gym or something?
I mean, we could fight the gym. What do you think, Ryu? That made me laugh. It didn't go over well. Ryu, you want to fight a gym?
Kind of flexes a little bit.
Flex back.
Nods.
Hey, Billy, how do you feel about fighting a gym?
Kind of looks up at you, and his eyes grow big, and fresh tears start flowing out.
Blink once for very excited. Blink twice for hell no. Billy seems to be against the idea.
Oh, it's like Friday all over again. Oh, Jesus. Well, I wouldn't mind if Raul is up for it, and I also think that we should maybe stop by a market.
Oh, yeah.
Having some of those,
Food.
like, funny revive thingies might be helpful.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
And maybe something to deal with poison.
And maybe
we're not-
something to do with food. Maybe we could find out a little information about this gym too and see if there's anything we have to worry about.
Yeah. Like, maybe what type it is.
They do that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What type of Pokemon are in it, at least? Maybe we can go catch her something to give us an upper hand.
Ooh.
I think that's how the trainers do it.
I'd be up for that.
You see the door to the Pokemon Center slide open, and a man walks in with a piece of paper in his hand. He walks over to a empty bulletin board on the wall, and he affixes the piece of paper to it. And he kind of looks over at the two of you, waves, and walks out.
Bye.
Bye. Who's that guy? And then I'm gonna run up to the
Same.
thing.
Sure.
Take
The
off.
bulletin board, it says community board. You see a few different headings posted on there, and under the heading that says jobs, there is a small flyer with little tearaways underneath that has been posted. And it says, looking for part-time temporary help, clean up debris and garbage. And then it offers 2,000 Pokebucks underneath.
Oh, I'm up for some manual labor for some money.
Yeah, it seems like it wouldn't be bad.
More,
Shit, do I have
more
my
money to buy more food and stuff.
My money is blank now.
Mine is too.
More money, more problems.
Why are our monies blank?
Did Larry pickpocket us?
Is your money blank?
Yep.
It shouldn't.
Both of our monies are blank.
I don't-
Who ran away with our monies?
Did we buy anything?
No.
No. You should have money. Hold on. I'm going to try something. Because this might be me.
Did you steal our money?
Nope. But I apparently goofed the report. Because it doesn't save monies.
Oh.
Oh.
Write it down in your notes field.
I'll write it in inventory.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Inventory. How
It's a pretty
many?
decent amount.
Yeah, it was at least 1,000 something.
Yeah, you guys can re-roll it again if you want. We haven't.
How
had
do
a
we
chance to
re-roll
see
We
it?
rolled it?
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Isn't it 1,000 plus?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was it
it's
1,000
very
plus
close.
1d4 times 10? Or 1d4 times 100?
it is 1,000 plus 100 times 44.
44. So 1,700. I'm rich, bitch. Or biatch.
Uh-oh.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Maybe just don't call everyone biatch.
Especially not Professor Lop.
Yes.
She seemed perturbed.
Confused. Embarrassed.
I should also note, directly beside the bulletin board is a poster. It looks like it has been there for a little bit. And in big bold letters with a few colorful Pokemon underneath in some sort of dancing and posing with bows and ribbons tied around them. It says, Poke Pageant.
Ugh.
The date is 2 days from the current day. And it boasts a prize of 5,000 Pokebucks.
Ugh.
And where is that? Nope, it's not that one. Come on. Was here. And a King's Rock.
Maybe Billy wants to do that.
Hey, Billy. Do you want to be in a pageant? Blink once for yes, twice for no.
He looks up at the poster. And he looks at you. And his eyes go big. And he just goes,
I think that's a yes.
What does that mean? I mean,
The most enthusiastic I've seen, Billy.
his little legs kick.
I mean, I think he's pretty enough to win.
he's cute. Plant rock.
He's a cute plant.
What's a King's Rock?
Does Brooke know?
Give me a nature check.
Damn it, I should have maybe.
That's wisdom.
No,
Nope.
nature is intelligence.
Oh, yeah, nature is intelligence. Nope.
That would
That
have
was
been
a
a good one for me.
You're not familiar. There is a little illustration next to where it says King's Rock, and it is a rock that is shaped like a crown.
Am I familiar?
Does Brooke
Sure.
know that
Give me a nature
sometimes
check.
stones are used to evolve Pokemon? Oh, that was a
Yeah, there's some good bounce in that because of all the extra belt.
23.
Yeah, you know a King's Rock. It's an item to be held by a Pokemon. There are certain Pokemon who react to it and may even evolve from it. You also know that it has other properties, like it may aid a Pokemon who is holding it in battle.
Well, that could be useful. And that's a lot of money as well.
It is a lot of money.
So we could go do manual labor today, pageant in 2 days.
Yeah. Bum around
Ryolu,
town.
we could tie your ear things in like a bow above your head and make you look real pretty.
He gives you the meanest snort, and he turns away, just like back facing you.
I was joking. No need to be so derisive.
Maybe it's more Sassy's alley.
Ooh, maybe.
You hear,
Hi, Lily.
Oh, I didn't
you
shut
hear
his mouth.
Ryolu kind of growl softly.
I won't make you join a pretty princess contest.
Besides, I don't think you'd be able to beat Billy anyways.
He turns back at you.
Now I just want to make him do
Narrows his
it. Now I just want to make him want to do it out of competition, out of spite.
Roll deception. You put your hands up.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Ryolu kind of looks up at you, Brooke, and his eyes are just aflame.
Oh, I mean, if you really want to do it.
And
Said
he
he-
looks back at Jackson, then he looks back at you, and he nods.
Okay.
I feel we may have unleashed a bit of a beast here.
Maybe. Do I need to buy him a suit?
Do we have to? Is that part of the pageant thing?
I don't know.
We could go do work today, spend the money that we make doing the work on food and prettying up our Pokemon.
Oh, this better be worth it.
Hey, if we win the 5,000.
That's true. I'm gonna walk out into the street and try and find where this manual labor is happening.
And I'll follow.
And
Hey, what did the poster say?
Garbage cleanup.
Which one?
The garbage cleanup. Like, where did it say it took place?
Yeah, so it gave an address for a gentleman. And it seems like it's just a residential address.
Head on over.
Head on
You gonna
over,
run into a
baby.
Grimer?
You're
Hmm?
gonna run into a Grimer?
Oh, that would be
man.
fun.
Yeah, Trubbish isn't in any of these generations.
Oh,
I
damn it.
know.
Maybe Trubbish's live
The
back home
load.
on Brooke's place.
Probably. Yeah, Brooke would probably know what a Trubbish is. And a Garbodor.
Yeah?
Yeah?
I never actually picked the gens that she has on
They're the
hers.
gens we're not using.
Yeah.
So, like, 5, 6, 7?
Essentially.
Is Trubbish in that one?
I think Trubbish is in, what, 6? It was one of the later ones.
I think you're right.
Says the person who never plays Pokemon other than fucking Red. Or Fire Red.
True. Sorry, just writing down a couple pieces.
So good.
That's okay.
While we have a second, can thank Mr. Frost King for the follow.
Thanks.
And Mackenzie, if you're still hanging around, this is a good time to
Yeah,
ask
some
about
questions.
the apartment. How's the apartment? I don't know if I have heard of this yet.
All right. You walk through the doors, heading outside, and you're greeted by a fresh, new morning. And it is gorgeous. There is barely a cloud in the sky. You hear the sound of bird Pokemon somewhere in the distance. And the sound of flapping wings overhead.
I'm getting Hoothoot PTSD.
Do you think when we help clean this guy's like backyard, we're gonna run into some like garbage Pokemon?
That's a thing?
Back home, we have these things called Trubbish, and they look like garbage, but they're not garbage.
Huh. Next, you're gonna tell me there's a Pokemon that looks like ice cream.
Is there? Is there, Jen? I'm like,
Yes.
shit. Which Jen? Which Jen is that?
That one might be 5.
Yeah, I think
No,
it's
not.
just
We said, wait,
Vanillite, Vanilla, and Vanillish.
I'm looking.
So you note the town is quaint. Everything looks to be built in a red brick,
Yep.
and everything seems to be strangled with brambles, essentially. These are they spread backwards towards the edge of the town where you came from and kind of into the woods. You didn't notice them as you were approaching because it was so dark, but it is definitely very apparent wandering around now. Even some of the streets are, you can see it starting to creep in amongst the cobbled work. It's the namesake of this town.
Oh, you mean Vanillite?
Oh, that's a thing. Oh, okay. I was joking, but
I mean, they kind of look like an ice cream cone.
well, now I'm just hungry.
Keep walking to this guy's house.
And also,
Watch
I just realized this place is called Bramble Town and not Bumblefoot, because of the brambles. I get it. I get it now.
I just like going around with the gag.
What gag?
The fact that everybody's names are different, and it's fun.
Wait, the names are different? I've been wrong this whole time?
Yeah, but it's funny.
Okay.
It's like when I called you Grandpa.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's like a good inside joke.
But on the outside.
You keep walking around town as best as you can, trying to spot out the town. The streets and avenues are named in a way that it's predictable, so finding the address of this house isn't difficult to do. It is, again, just a simple brick home. There's a small window in the front. You can see a little bit of activity, a small garden.
What's in the garden?
Flowers.
What kind of flowers?
Daffodils. And petunias.
I was gonna say. I'm gonna walk up, knock on the door.
Sure.
Knockity knock knock.
After not very long, the door opens, and you see a strange face, jester-like almost, very pale,
What's
with
that?
rosy cheeks.
I'm gonna pull out my Pokedex.
Sure. You pull out your Pokedex, and
This man is named John.
it brings up an exact picture of this creature, very humanoid in appearance,
With basketballs for shoulders.
and it says, "Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime always practices its pantomime act. It makes enemies believe something exists that really doesn't."
That's frightening.
The creature kind of turns away from the door and goes, "Hey! Hey!"
Hey!
and looks back at you and just closes the door. A couple seconds later, the door opens again, and the same man you saw who walked into the Pokemon Center and posted the job looks very sheepish, and he says, "Oh, hey there. I'm sorry. Mr. Mime, he's not so good. We tell him not to answer the door, but I'm sorry about that."
Oh, that's a Pokemon.
Yes,
I
that's,
thought that was a small anemic child.
No, sir.
Book giggles.
Well,
We're here to clean up your trash.
oh, right. Oh,
Is there-
perfect. So you came about the job.
Is there garbage Pokemon back there?
No, not at all. Look, I run a depot. We collect half the town's garbage and have it shipped off to various landfills, you see, and
So
Well-
I'm not gonna get attacked by a Trubbish.
why, hell no. Look, here, come on. Let me show you the place. Says, you know what? My rate is 2,000 Pokebucks for the day. All right. You just gotta clean it all up. Tell me when you're done, and no questions asked. Cash under the table. Is that all right?
No question.
Sounds good to me, but
Is
that's
this
too-
shady?
No shadier than mowing your lawn.
No questions asked. I roll insight.
Sure.
Nope.
Sounds legit.
So that 2,000 Pokebucks, that was each, correct?
No, that's 2,000 Pokebucks total.
What? But you have me, him, and our Pokemon helping. And
Look,
Ryulu is a... You gonna argue with me?
roll persuasion.
Can she get advantage because I was also helping?
Please.
Or could I roll?
Not on this one. He kind of squints his eyes. He says, "Look, 2,000 Pokebucks is more than fair for a day's labor."
For 2 people and at least 1 or 2 Pokemon?
I expected one person, possibly their Pokemon. That's, let me show you the job first, all right?
Okay.
He leads you down a few blocks, and you see this fenced-off area. He pulls out a key and unlocks a padlock and slides the chain link fence away. And inside, you see 2 rows of dumpsters and just garbage strewn all over this area. It is maybe a 60 by 60 foot
Ugh.
area, and it is just garbage bags that have been torn and shredded and all over. And the man just kind of scratches his head and he says, "We got these kids here. You see, there's not a lot to do in town, and they just run around and get in trouble. They've been coming back here every night, and well, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm just too tired. I need a night off. I just need somebody to clean this up. You see my predicament?"
Yeah, you want other people to do your hard work and you want to shortchange them.
That sounds about accurate to me. If you were expecting one person and you were going to give them 2,000 Pokebucks, it stands to reason that if 2 people come and do the job for you, you would pay each of them 2,000 Pokebucks.
Wouldn't it also stand to reason that those 2 people will get the job done half as quick?
I'm 72. I'm still going to do the work, but I'm not as nimble as you might believe me to be by my spry appearance.
Man turns back to Brooke and he says, "Are you seriously gonna make your grandfather pick up garbage?"
Only if Grandpa wants to.
Looks back at you, says, "All right, old man. Look, best I can do for you, 2,500.
That's even better than 2,000 each. 2,500 each sounds like a deal.
Squints his eyes. He says, "Look, if you don't want it, there's plenty of trainers walking through here who are happy to make a little scratch."
It's a little better.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, but if we find anything cool, it's ours.
Ooh,
It's
yes.
garbage. You're welcome to anything you have.
Oh, one's man's trash is another one's treasure, right?
Have at her. You know where I am. Just let me know when the job's done."
Okay.
He sort of nods to you and he says, "Thank you." And he walks away.
I'm looking for cool shit first.
Yeah, same.
Just start rifling through the trash. Can I get both of you to give me an investigation?
Investigation is intelligence based.
A 17.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Get item.
Brooke, you are covered in garbage. You pick up one bag and it just kind of spills all over you, and it reeks.
Oh, that's
Whatever
a
was in
lot
it
of banana peels.
just pours right down your side.
Compost.
Pretty much. However, you there, digging through,
You there.
You there.
You there.
you pull out one bag, and it's mostly torn open. It looks like a bunch of scrapings from a fireplace, but you do find one stick of charcoal inside. Looking at it, you figure it may be of some use.
Would I
Yeah.
would I have any idea what charcoal can do for a Pokemon or in this universe?
Sure. Give me a nature check.
10.
A 10? Wow.
Expertise in nature.
I am used to your physical rolls,
Yep.
where they're all like backwards.
No, the mental ones are real good. Which is why I was trying to persuade him because I was like, "Come on, I can do this."
You know that some specific Pokemon may get a buff from this, like it would spark something, but you don't know specifically what or which.
I found a stick of charcoal. It seems like it might be useful
Like for art projects?
for Pokemon.
What? Really?
The same way that King's Rock could be useful. I
That's
think.
neat. See? One man's trash is another's treasure. And Brooke will start cleaning up.
Yeah, same.
Sure.
And
How
we'll
are
get-
you guys cleaning? What
We'll
are you doing?
get Dandy to come and help out.
And
Dandy.
Being our
Riolo can help.
Dandy will just kind of be hovering and just be like that the trash crane that you see just like go down up like the claw arm in the claw arm machine.
Except for he's super sassy, so as he does so, he like picks up one piece and he just sachets mid-air back over to the garbage.
Work it.
But he's so light. He's picking up like one wrapper at a time as you move.
You
It
kept
still
your
counts.
Spinnerack, right?
Oh, I could use
What if he,
Spinnerack.
like-
What if I just use Bonsley Spinnerack, or Billy Spinnerack and Dandy? And then while they work, I can figure out a nickname for Spinnerack.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I'll also be working, but... Oh, I know what I'm naming you.
Katie?
Because she spins him right round, baby, right round. Aw. I'm the only one that gets that reference?
Well, no,
It's
but
Katy Perry and Flo Rida.
Brooke is going to work with Riolo.
Sure.
Liam.
Can I get somebody to give me an athletics?
Not me!
So, well, both of you
Ah,
need to
shit.
give me an athletics.
No!
You can have your Pokemon lead it, though. So you can use a specific Pokemon stats.
I have a better athletics than Riolo.
This is where using your Pokemon.
So that would be a...
Except it doesn't, because
7.
mine is better than his, and mine is still a 7 because I rolled so poorly.
A 7 and a 7?
Yep.
Yes.
You are here all day trying to clean up this garbage, and
Ugh.
it is an insurmountable
Oh, it's gross.
task.
And I stink.
Yeah.
Is there a place I can shower after this?
And you are still not done. You do remember there were your facilities within the Pokemon Center. But after an entire day of cleaning out here, there is still trash to be cleaned up.
He seriously expected us to clean this in a day? He expected one person to clean this in a day?
Riolu,
For
likewise, is
2,000
like sitting on the ground,
Pokebucks.
just even Dandy His sachet is all sashayed out. And he's kind of sitting on your shoulder, just huffing. You can
Aw.
feel his whole body heaving.
Oh, it's okay, Dandy. You did really well today.
Your spinnerack is actually taking garbage out of the garbage and back onto the ground
Hey,
and just doing it
hey.
like
No,
backwards.
no, not that way.
No
not that way.
wonder we didn't
Do it the
finish.
other way. Stop being so naughty.
It looks up at you and it kind of hisses. And then it continues going up and down.
That was fucking terrifying.
That's
I
why,
love it.
That's why I sent mine to the Pokemon place.
Your name will be Charlotte.
I thought it was Katie.
No, I changed it. Charlotte's a better pun.
It kind of sits on top
And
of
she is
the-
kind of a harlot as well, so. Iron Maiden reference. That only I will get.
You think he's
Oh, wow.
gonna pay us?
He
We didn't
fucking
finish.
better.
You gonna give him the shakedown, Grandpa?
Yes. I will give him what for.
You be the charisma and I'll be the muscle.
Good cop, slightly worse cop.
Okay. Go knock on his door.
Sure. So the
We'll go and knock on his door.
two of you leave.
With all our Pokemon.
Stinking and tired. You walk slowly up to this guy's door, knocking, and the door opens, and you see that same strange creature, and he kind of looks at you, and waves a big hand in front of his face and
Oh, so we finished
Yeah,
we finished the
I
job for you,
stink.
sir.
Hey! Hey! And he closes the door.
Hey!
A couple seconds later, the door opens again. The man is standing there, and he goes, "Whoa! All right, you got that done there."
Mostly.
You
All right,
expected
let's go,
one person to do that?
Why, that's not that much of a job. I've done this every day for the last 2 weeks. Come on, let's go have a look. And he just walks out the door and he starts heading down the street towards it. You can see he's got his key ring and he's kind of flipping through it. He walks up to it and he puts his hands to his hips and he turns to the both of you and he says, "Wow, don't even look like you started."
Did those ruffians come back already?
You guys walk up to the door and you look, and there's garbage strewn everywhere. Everywhere. It's like you didn't even start.
It was not like that when we left.
He turns back at you, and he looks at both of you.
I hate young people sometimes. Not you, Brooke. You're fine. You, sir, yet to be determined.
He sort of shakes his head.
Do you really think I would stink this bad and then I'd be this tired and Ryula would be this tired if we didn't work?
He says,
I'm not that good of actor.
"You finish the job and you'll get paid. I'll see you after dinner." And he walks away.
Flips him the bird.
He just keeps walking.
Am I fucking crazy? Or is this place worse than when we left it?
Yeah, it's about the same as when we left it. We really didn't end up doing too much. I was just hoping we could convince him otherwise.
Is it actually? the
Oh,
same
yeah,
as
it's
we
way
left
worse.
it?
This is like when you first started. Like, there are extra bags
Oh.
that have been hauled out.
Oh. I'm gonna go investigate the dumpsters and see if there's maybe, like, something inside of them that's just throwing the bags out.
Fucking rubbish! I tell you!
Sure.
Something's a muck.
Just give me an investigation check. Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong Why is it so low?
Oh, I only laughed that hard because I didn't mean
5.
to be a joke.
A 5. You're not sure. This garbage could have fallen from the sky. You don't know where it came from, how it got here, and
Can I look?
why it's such a problem. Yeah.
Ryla, give me a hand. That's what. Is it
Investigation?
intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same if me or Ryolu does it. So 13.
13. You definitely get the sense that this garbage didn't just appear here.
Telling you, it's Trubbish, man. I am not cleaning until I find out what this is. I don't know if I'm cleaning anyway.
Do we see like any traces of Pokemon that might be little assholes?
Give me a survival.
Yeah.
20 or not 20, 10.
Oh, it's like what?
You're pretty tired. One might even say exhausted. You look about looking for signs, telltale signs of Pokemon activity, of any activity. And aside from the garbage bags everywhere, which you knew you didn't leave here when you left, like you did do a fair bit of cleaning over the course of the day. Not good cleaning, but cleaning. Obviously something has been here and done this. You just can't make heads or tails of what.
Also, hi, what is life? We are reading the chat. We just don't respond all the time when we're doing this because we have to be kind of like in character. So
Do you think the Pokedex would know? I'm gonna start playing with my Pokedex.
Sure.
Does it know anything?
It's not picking up anything. You see, as you're sort of scanning about, the
But
Pokeball
it doesn't have any
continues to
like
spin.
logged information other than the Pokemon we saw.
does it have like a search bar? We can just put in trash, garbage.
like in Sun and Moon when they say grandpa and they're looking for a grandpa and no.
It has stored information on the Pokemon that you've already caught.
I'm gonna walk around and like just wave it around the whole place as I walk.
Sure.
Like I'm ghost hunting.
Like you were ghost hunting. Okay. Give me just a perception check then. Just a straight perception check.
Wisdom.
It's just a 6.
Wow. Wow. You wave that Pokedex around, looking for anything. Any sign of
You
anything.
get fun of me, sir.
Anything. And there's nothing. You spend a long time just wandering around this trash heap, just stomping about, looking for something that has caused this mess.
I'm gonna try the same goddamn thing.
I'm gonna
I am annoyed and determined.
try and cook something out with rations. My last 2, well, 1 ration, because I'll give 1 to Ryolu, because I'm a good.
Sure. You hand a piece of ration to your Ryolu, who
And then I'm
eats
gonna
it.
walk around with the other one and go, so yummy. Oh, and like try and cook some Pokemon out.
Sure.
Be in the breath.
Give me just a straight persuasion roll.
Oh.
Or, no, give me a performance roll.
It is so yummy though. 11.
11.
11. Okay.
Results?
Results. It does take a while. You wander around and you're about to give up when you hear a sound.
Did you hear that, Jackson?
I think so.
There's a freaking Pokemon here. I swear if it's a Trubbish.
Someone give me a perception check.
Not me, I failed that.
Hey, am I proficient in? No, I'm not. So that's just a 16.
Not bad. Much better. You note a small hole underneath the fence. Something that is just the curvature of the land. Not actively something dug. But you see a dark shape squeeze its way underneath and sort of crouch beneath one of the large garbage bins. You see movement as something moves underneath the garbage bin.
Do you see something, Jonathan?
I slowly but nonchalantly approach. Yes. Oh, no, no. No, I don't see anything, Brooke. Wink, wink.
Oh. Do you think the nothing you see would be hungry?
Nothing usually doesn't get hungry as I slowly, like, walk backwards towards it.
But if I left this tasty ration right here, do you think something would appreciate it?
I'm sure things would definitely appreciate the ration, but I don't see anything here with which has a mouth to appreciate said
Oh,
ration.
fair enough. Raulu, don't you think the ration was tasty? Should we leave it here for something else?
Roll deception with advantage. Are you actually putting like the ration down?
Yeah.
17.
17.
Yes, I am.
Oh, wow. You go to put the ration on the ground, and as you do, and you slowly start to back away, watching for whatever this is. This small creature, cat-like in appearance, it's sort of a very dark black, purple, almost black color with a white stripe running down its back, runs up
It's a
and
skunk.
grabs it. It looks like it thinks it's stealthy, and it sort of grabs it and just keeps...
Bondsley, use rock throw.
Roll an attack. And then give me a dex save for Bonsly. Or not a save, just a dex check for Bonsly.
So, that would be an 11. And a dex check.
Yep.
Can I also get this
That would
attack
be
since we
a-
were both being cheeky?
12.
Because he's the one who specifically saw the Pokemon. That was a 12? Okay. Bonsly throws a rock. It just sort of appears midair, and as he whips his head around, the rock flies towards this skunk-like Pokemon, missing it. And then the skunk disappears back under the garbage can, and you see the shape disappear underneath the fence.
Well, I know where the little shit went.
How many little shits do you think there are?
Can I get you both to give me a perception?
8.
Also, 8.
Nate?
Also, 8.
Yep.
Well, only one as far as I know.
They're gonna keep making a mess.
We could patch up the hole that the one went through.
Do you think if we just take care of the problem, the guy will pay us anyway?
Maybe. Do you want to go after it?
I want to get paid. I kick the dirt.
Your Riolu goes and kicks the dirt too.
I agree. We worked hard for our money.
Come for your money.
How big is the like? Did it scurry under the fence or just under the dumpster?
Under the fence. It went under the dumpster first, just because it was closer, and then under the fence
Yeah.
and out.
Little bastard.
Is there anything we can use to patch the hole?
The rock that that Billy just threw.
Perhaps. Yeah.
We might as well.
And then go around the fence looking for more of these holes.
You know. Brooke will try and grab the big rock with Riolu and move it. While
It's
Jackson
big
looks.
comparatively to Bonsly. Like it's probably the size of his body.
Oh,
but
is it
it's
big
not a
enough to
big
patch the
rock.
hole?
It's a start.
Why don't you look for more of these holes, and Riolu and I will work on patching this one.
Sure, I'll run around, walk around, looking for more holes.
It is starting to get dark. Like the sun is going down. You
Pull
can
out
see
my
some of the
flashlight.
lights, starting to come out. You pull out your flashlight and start walking about, checking for other holes. Give me an investigation.
We're failing. At
5.
Rolls
This is rough.
It was on an 18.
You are so tired. You did not have a good night's sleep. You spent all day picking up trash. And now this thing is buried in. You find the one hole that you've kind of sealed up with a rock and some other stuff. Beyond that, you're not certain if there are any other holes or not. Actually, I would say with a roll like that, you're probably fairly certain that there aren't. Whether there are or not.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's just this one.
So what do we do? He's
Well-
not gonna pay us.
We can at least go back and tell him what the actual problem
He's
is.
got a pest control problem,
Yeah,
and he should pay us anyway because we did the work.
yeah.
Okay. Brooke sighs.
We can point out the one hole that we found.
Stomps her way back to the house.
You guys head back to the house. You knock on the door, and after a couple seconds, the door opens, and you see that same pale-faced.
I am sticking my
Pokemon.
foot in the door before he tries to shut the door in my face.
Oh, hello. Yes, you have a pest problem, sir. It's not kids coming in with the garbage. It's Pokemon coming in and getting at it.
The Mr. Mime opens the door again slowly and looks up at you and goes, "Hey! Hey! Hey!" He seems a little annoyed that you won't let him shut the door, and then he just leaves the door open and walks inside. And the man comes out. He says, "Oh, Mr. Mime, I'm so sorry. Sorry, did you complete the job?"
No, but we found out what your problem is.
You have a pest control problem. I am not a stranger to hard work, sir, but you sent us to do an impossible task.
Excuse me? I asked you to clean up garbage.
Yeah, and
Yes.
there's a gap under your fence where these
So
Pokemon
every
are getting
time
into the garbage and then spreading it all over the lot. Hence why the work that we did before wasn't complete, because the asshole thing came back and fucked it all up.
What he said.
Pokemon kids, what's the difference? Did you clean up the garbage?
No, because we were focused on trying to get the
Cleaned up
Pokemon.
garbage. You think we were gonna clean up the garbage so we could walk back to your house to go back and be told we didn't do the job again?
And that.
You're testing my patience, sir.
Is that intimidation?
Yes.
Roll intimidation? With disadvantage, because you're a 16-year-old kid?
Well, it doesn't get as much disadvantageous as
Do you
that.
want me to roll again? It was a nat 1.
I do like that.
We'll see you later, Mackenzie. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, wow.
My rolls are great today.
He sort of squints his eyes, and he says, "You're welcome to it the moment you clean up that garbage and show me you've done so."
Fine, you can deal with your pest problem on your own. And she walks away.
He looks over at you. And he says, "Pest problem, eh?"
Yeah, this thing with it was purple with like a stripe down its back. It came in from under one of the dumpsters, got the ration she was trying to bait it out with, and took off before Billy could get a good hit in on it.
You got any experience with that sort of stuff?
Man,
What do
little bit.
you think? I yell from the sideline. Sorry.
Yeah,
Kick the
I
dirt
used
some
to
more.
run a garden actually, a greenhouse. Had to deal with pests all the time.
All right, here. I'll give you another 100 Pokebucks if you deal with that. You can have whatever you find.
Sure.
Look, you're young Pokemon trainers. I figure that might be some help to you.
Brooke's not listening to him. Kicking the dirt.
I suppose it would be worth it. It's a little late now though. Maybe come back in the morning.
He shrugs.
Yeah. Don't see the garbage getting much worse between now and then anyways.
Grumble.
He looks back at you and he says, "Well, offer expires in 1 day's time. Otherwise, I'll get somebody else on it. If you can't finish it by end of day tomorrow, well, like I said, there's other Pokemon trainers out there looking for some quick scratch."
Yeah, we cheated like it. Grumble.
Riley looks up at you and then he looks over at the man and goes,
I agree.
All right, well, I guess we'll be back in the morning. Hopefully, make a little more headway.
Brooke walks back to the Pokemon Center.
I follow.
But I'm gonna watch for food. I gotta feed my Pokemon.
You're gonna
Oh, yeah.
watch for food?
Yeah.
If that skunk comes across the road again, man.
Watch for food so that I can feed my Pokemon.
Sure.
Keep an eye out for a market or something.
Yeah.
Can I get both of you guys to give me just a perception check then?
No. Oh.
14.
14?
10.
10? Sure. Most of the things are closed by this point. It is a small town. But you do see this small fast food joint. The lights are sort of flickering a little bit. It's not poorly kept, but you see a man in a pretty lame outfit almost sleeping behind the counter. He's got this hat that's a little crooked.
And
It looks like a burger and fry sort of joint.
Oh, hey, Pokedonald's. Haven't been to one of these in years.
sure. Should walk out.
Sure. You walk in. There are two people sitting at a table, a young man and a young woman.
Got any food for Pokemon too?
The young kid behind the table sort of wakes up. He says, "Oh, welcome to Pokedonald's, home of the Pokemeal. How can I help you today?"
Do you got food for Pokemon too?
Why, yes. Can I offer you our special Pokemeal?
I need.
It comes with fries.
I need a meal for my Wurmple, my Meowth, my Royolo, and myself.
We need 8 meals total.
Yeah.
6 for Pokemon, 2 for people.
Yeah.
He brings it up and he says, "All right, that'll be 660 Pokebucks."
Oh. 600 and what?
660.
160 Pokebucks.
So 330 each.
Okay, I'll give it to him.
Gotta eat.
He takes your order and he walks to the back.
Is your meat ethically sourced?
He turns around and he says, "I don't know, man. I just work here."
Fair.
You can hear the sound of in the back. You wait a couple more minutes and he comes back out, and in bright, colorful wrappings there are a number of meals, all on a tray, and he hands it over to you. He says, "Thank you for coming to Pokedonald's. Please come again."
Yeah. Brooke hops down. Gives Riolo his meal and pulls out Sassy and Jimmy.
Sure. You kind of pick up the tray and go to start handing stuff out, and the tray just flies out of your hands. And you see the young man who was sitting at the table before, standing right in front of you, sort of leaning against the counter, and he says, "Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there." And he motions over to the guy. He says, "Hey, 2 Cokes."
Did he spill my shit?
Oh, yeah. It's all over the ground.
I'm gonna punch him. I am angry. I am grouchy, and I just did a full day's work without pay, and this asshole just spilled my food.
Wait, which dude? Is it a dude we've seen before, or is it just some
It's
random
not.
schmo? Okay.
Yeah, so he's kind of this punk-looking guy. He's younger-ish, a couple of years older than Brooke. He's got a leather jacket with this crocodile Pokemon etched into the back of it. He's kind of scowling a little bit.
Is that one of the rules? Pokemon trainers can't fight Pokemon trainers?
Yes.
I won't push him. I won't punch him then. Brooke thinks better of it.
Sure. He kind of looks back at you and he scowls.
You gonna pay for my meal, asshole?
He kind of mouths.
Well, that seems a little disrespectful and obtuse. You did knock her tray off onto the floor. You've ruined her meal.
I want my Pokemons.
He looks up at you, and he leans away from the counter a little bit. The young cashier having given him a drink, and he slurps on it just.
Could you be any more obnoxious? I'm gonna
I'll take that
slap
as a
his
yes.
drink out of his hand. That is not fighting him.
Okay. It sort of flies across the place and just
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
on the ground. The young woman who was sitting at the table over next goes, Taylor, she did not just knock that out of your hands. And he turns back and he says, Asha. And they both look at both of you and they say, You're not from around here, are you?
What's
No,
to you?
we're not. We're from places where people are grown up with manners.
Well, Gramps, I think you better run back to wherever you came from.
I'm sorry, what was that again? I don't speak little bitch. I've been told it's a term of affection when it's pronounced biatch, but as you can see, I am not using it in that manner with you, good sir.
He's taken a little aback. And he kind of looks over. And the young girl walks up to him. She's got sort of shoulder-length blonde hair, a crop top, red pants.
So, almost wearing the same outfit as me.
She's got a little bit of a sway to her hips, and she walks right up to the boy who puts his arm around her. And she says, Manners? She just looks up at you.
Yep, yes?
All right. We're leaving.
My money for my meal?
They turn to walk away.
Get between them and the door.
Sure. They kind of stop there. And they look at both of you. And then they look at each other. And the guy says, All right, Gramps. You want to play it like that, huh? How about this? We Pokemon battle for it.
Sure.
Just a little taken aback by just how okay you are with that.
I didn't start this shit, son. You did.
If it weren't for my Pokemon training card, I would have kicked your ass myself.
The young girl looks up at the boy, and they look at each other, and they look back at you, and they say, All right. And they both sort of back off a little bit, and they both chuck a Pokeball at the ground. That button. And out pops two dog-looking Pokemon. One of it's really shaggy. It's got a little bit of a hunch. And it goes...
Is it a horse or a dog?
The other one looks Doberman in colored with these white bone-like patterns that stretch over the top of its head and down its back. And it goes... And they both sit there and they look up at their owners and they look over at you and just growl. Can I get both of you to roll initiative?
Hell yeah.
I think I made it better.
This is just going to make this easier.
Off of us, that's 15.
And
11.
11.
There's Billy. There's me.
just gonna drop these here, and you know this one. I'm just gonna move you back a little bit.
You'll probably want to reframe up top.
Oh, certainly.
There we go. Ah, damn it.
Just kids doing what kids do.
Respect. If I hadn't worked an entire day without pay, maybe I wouldn't be so grouchy. Full day cleaning up trash. I now stink, and I just tried to buy my Pokemon food, and it got all over the place. Tired of this shit.
It's just fun getting to talk shit in that voice. I don't speak, little bitch.
Bird Goofy. 4. Oh, no, that's a little better than that. And then this goes up by that. This one goes up by that. Can I do that?
Actually, I think I'm going to start off with Spinnerack. Can I switch, or...?
No, because your active Pokemon would have been Bonsly. So you can switch in battle. It takes an action to swap. If your Pokemon is faints, it's a free action to swap.
Okay.
Because it's just automatically comes back when you send out a new one.
Yeah, then maybe Billy just stays in for this. God damn it. He's going to get all of the XP.
All of the XP.
I was surprised when he went up so much, and then I was like, oh, never mind.
Yep.
You have only been using it.
Okay, so who got what?
I got a 15.
15?
11.
11.
11. I'm so sad that my beautiful dice don't look as nice as they should on camera.
I love how we're just doing this in the restaurant, too.
You are...
The bitch shouldn't have dropped my food.
should. Yeah, and this poor kid behind the counter
I don't
is
even
just
care.
watching you guys.
If I lose, that kid better give me new food.
Don't worry, the person who loses will pay for the damages.
Kind of a table here with some chairs. These are such nice drawings.
Beautiful drawings.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful drawing.
I have a table here with some chairs. There's really no good reason to be drawing these.
No, there's not. You just
I can help.
I'm gonna go punch Jonathan while we wait.
Jackson, you're up first.
Hey, Billy, throw rocks at him. At the one with the bones, and move over here. And move him down and diagonal.
No
and
bones about
then
it.
gonna be throwing some rocks at him.
Okay, make an attack.
That's probably enough. 22?
22 hits.
And 10 points of rock type damage.
10 points of rock type damage.
To that there Houndour. Houndour?
10 points of damage? Wow. Yeah, that Houndour looks hurt.
Good.
It just got smoked by that rock. And it just... it almost crumples to the ground. It's holding its one paw in front of it. Just
This is on your owners, not you. I'm sorry.
Brooke.
Okay. Ryolu, go at that boned face.
Go at that bone face.
30. 4, 5. He's just gonna go the whole way. And because quick attack's a bonus action, can I still use it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm done with my dice.
What was it?
A 1.
Don't want
A
to talk
1.
about it.
Your Riolu runs right at him, slips on the spilt drink on the ground, and just falls on its butt.
That might have been karma.
Right in front of the Houndour. He is now prone.
It's okay, Ryolu. Just get back up next time.
Back up next time.
Well, I dashed to get there. So can I use the rest of his movement from the dash or not?
Oh. Yeah, it would be half his movement speed to get up,
Mhm.
and he only used,
Okay,
what,
then-
half of his movement to get the rest of the way?
So he'll get back up then. I don't want to be prone.
He's falling in style,
All right.
much like Buzz
Karma that I
Lightyear.
spilt his drink, he spilt my food first.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like he kind of had it coming.
The young girl sort of flicks her hair, and she goes,
Back and forth.
"Princess, bite her!"
Wow.
Of course.
And this small shaggy dog runs up behind you, nipping at your heel.
Why
and
don't
tries
you
to
just
make a
name it
bite.
Frou Frou?
Ooh, that's gonna hit you. That's definitely a strength. That's a 18.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are going to take. Which one's the D10? Why can't I figure that out? Oh, that's not as good. You take 6 points of dark type damage as it bites into you.
One sec. I'm going to use counter afterwards.
Oh, hey, Austin, how's it going? Welcome.
Wow, you're going to counter?
Yep. So.
So that's a reaction?
It's a reaction. So you said dark type.
Yep.
I am resistant to dark type.
So take half.
So and he did help me. How many points?
6.
6. So take 3. So it's just gonna go through my temporary hit points. I have 20. Why can I not? 20. Yes. No, 25. Okay. I'm gonna counter.
Okay, so
I have to hit him.
Ooh.
So that's.
Hey, that's pretty
13.
good.
13 hits.
Did you add your proficiency as well?
Oh no, sorry, that would have been 15.
Hits.
At 2 points only, though.
2 points, that's it?
Yeah.
What type of damage?
I think it's fighting. Yeah, fighting damage.
You note as the Riolu counters this attack, hitting it with its elbow. It doesn't look like a very strong hit, but the Poochyena reels from it as if it was just this solid blow.
Oh. Nice.
The boy scowls.
Good
and
job,
says-
Ryolu! Hit him again, Liam.
And he says, "Houndour, take the other one." And Houndour runs over here, and he's going to shoot a cloud of smog
Ooh.
out at
Billy.
you. And a 15-foot radius. So.
Ba-dip-ba-dip-ba.
Oh, I mathed wrong. It is 3 points.
So anything that is within here, this is all smog, so you cannot see.
52.
The Houndour just opens his mouth and goes, "Bleh!" And this big cloud of smog just spits out of its mouth, filling this large area right here. Let me figure out what else. Okay. Just so you know, the smog is considered difficult terrain.
Okay, so
And it's, you cannot see through it. It's completely obscured.
cool.
Okay, so, the Houndour is going to finish its turn by running over there. Jackson. At the beginning of your turn, you are going to take... Five
Banishing
points
my
of
one set
poison
dice.
damage.
So 2, because resistance.
Yeah. I also need you to make a con save.
Fuck. It's a 1. I mean,
And your Bonsly is now poisoned.
a 4. Yay!
Okay. All you hear is your Bonsly inside this large cloud of gas just...
Let me add a marker for poison. There. Oh, crap. Billy, come back. And I will swap him out.
Sure.
So we shall just delete and send in Spinnerack.
Okay.
And does he still get his movement?
No, because it's the action to do so.
Okay. And hi, Charlotte. Prove yourself worthy.
All right, this Spinnerack appears, and you see just sort of the beam snake through the smog and land there, and you hear this sound, and this scurrying sound. Brooke.
Brooke. Okay. Use foresight, Rayolo. He's gonna use foresight on Princess.
Princess must make a wisdom save.
Yes.
Oh, that's on
That's
the
off the ground. That's off the table. Hang on.
Is a very poor roll. That is okay. Definitely passes with a 19.
Okay. That's okay. Use quick attack.
Okay.
That's a.
Ooh. At least a 13.
Yeah. 14.
14? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Riolu follows up its foresight with a quick attack, and the Poochyena just can't dodge it. It's far too
still
quick.
Only 2 points.
Smoking it square in the jaw. The dog kind of...
It's still only 2
Yelps.
points damage, though.
Okay.
Because all my dice have betrayed me and hate me. I think my beautiful Kraken dice are punishing me because they don't work on camera. They're like, bitch, please, you bought us and now you can't use us because we look glitchy. Oh, it makes me sad. My pretty limited edition dice.
The young girl looks at her Pokemon and she says, "Princess, blind him! Use Sand Attack!" And the...
Pocket sand.
The Poochyena turns around and kicks up a bunch of dirt on the ground, up into Riolu's eyes. I think there's a save for that. I'm just gonna check.
Dex?
You need to make a con save.
Yeah.
10.
No. So, on a fail, for the remainder of the encounter, you add -1 to any of your attack rolls.
Okay.
So you notice Ryolu is a bit blinded by this. You can kind of see him rubbing his eyes a bit, trying to stay focused on the fight, but he's definitely distracted.
Hang in there, Ryolu. Counter him.
Can you...
Counter a sound attack?
Isn't it only a melee attack?
Counter. Maybe. Sorry. It's new. Oh yeah. Sorry. Never mind. That was a waste of a nat 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that would have probably finished it too.
Probably.
All right.
So never mind.
Okay. The boy yells, "Watch out! Inside the fog! It's somewhere in there!" And the Houndour
You can't see it either.
is going to move over here, and it's going to go. I need your Spinnerack to make a charisma save.
Hey, it's a 12 plus or minus. Hang on. That is a 10.
Oh, you just fail. Your Spinnerack immediately recoils, and you see the ball of light appear from your Pokeball and shoots back in. Immediately, one of your other Pokemon fly from the ball. It is... What's in your third Poke slot?
Spinnerack.
Spinnerack? So it would be the second one, so it would be Dandy.
Well, that's just fine and dandy.
Yeah. You see this little
gets some
spinning ball
experience.
of pink just disappear inside of this toxic cloud of smog. Jackson, beginning of your turn, Dandy immediately takes 3 points of poison damage.
So 6 points of poison damage because he's vulnerable.
And he needs to make a con save.
Holy fuck, dandy.
Dandy's like, not today, bitch. Not today.
So that'll be a 21.
21. Dandy is not poisoned. Dandy is sashaying his way through this poisonous, smoggy cloud.
Just picture Dandy like dancing, shaking her booty.
What moves do you have? I haven't used... Okay, splash or synthesis. Billy, get back out there. And that's my turn. I'm going to step... Actually, I'm going to go over here. Move myself so I can see the Houndour.
Okay, Brooke.
Okay. Use foresight again.
Makes a wisdom save.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Yeah.
Okay, passes. Okay. I was hoping that it would counteract the blindness. Now, quick attack. That's a 2.
Does it really have any other senses other than just...
2 minus 1?
No, that is a 2.
Yeah, but minus 1 because of sand
Oh.
attack.
Okay, so hang on. That's a 4. I like real fucked up math. That's 4. It's a 6.
Okay. A 6 doesn't hit. Your Ryolu,
Wait, isn't it
with the
disadvantage
sand
because
in
you're
its
blind as
eyes,
well?
goes to make another attack on this
Said it's a
Poochyena,
minus.
who
Oh.
easily dodges out of its way. Your Ryolu is very distracted by both this giant cloud of smog that seems to be smothering your friend's Pokemon, as well as the sand in its own eye.
Shucks. My dice are just failing
The
me
girl
today.
sort of leans over and hugs her boyfriend, and then looks back and says, "Poochie,
Thought it was Princess.
this time go for a tackle." And the Poochiana takes
I
a
think
full
that's
body tackle
counterable.
towards you.
It is counterable.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's getting experience this fight.
You take 6 points of normal
Half?
damage. You shouldn't be resistant to normal.
Oh, sorry. 6.
As the Poochiana full-on tackles your Riolu.
Riolu, counter it! You better fucking roll a nat 20 because I failed.
-1, because sand attack.
Yeah, 8.
An 8. Yeah, your Riolu is taken entirely off guard. It tries to counter, and it misses entirely. This Poochiana is all over it.
Just need to hit it like one time well.
Oh, hell yeah. Billy has tremor sense.
This punk kid leans over to the
they're
girl
both
who's
in
sort of
range.
hugging him and kisses her on the forehead and says, "You ready to give up yet, Gramps?"
No!
And again, the Poochiana howls. I need you to make a charisma save.
Hell yeah.
Why are you rolling so well?
I mean, I didn't the last time. So that's 17.
17. This time, your Bonsly pulls it together.
You're goddamn
Stays
right,
there.
Billy.
You hear somewhere in the smoke. Okay. Top of the round. Immediately, your Bonsly is going to take. Where's that D4? 3 points of poison damage from the smog, plus Bonsly is poisoned, so he's going to take his proficiency in poison
Okay.
damage.
And he's resistant to that as well?
Yeah.
Perfect. So only 2 points of damage. And because he has tremor sense, blindness don't mean shit.
That's right. But it is difficult terrain, so he can only move 5
Yep.
feet.
So he's going to move 5 feet this way. And he's going to... Billy, yeet a rock at that bony one again. To your left.
To the bony one.
Probably not.
Bonsly knows exactly where the Houndar is, but you see this rock just and break a window in the side of the restaurant.
Whoops. You got him, Billy. That was his bones.
Brooke, it's your turn.
One more try. Foresight.
Failed, big time, with a 4. This time Riolu stops and studies the Poochiana's movements.
Don't fuck with me, dice. Otherwise, I'm banishing you. Okay. Quick attack.
Woo!
That's much better.
That's 21 minus 1. It's a 20.
That hits.
Yeah. Where is it?
Oh,
2.
2
I
points of
hate
damage.
my dice today. Oh man.
Yeah, your Riolu comes in, but between the sand, between everything, it's not making solid contact. It's not making the blows that it'd like to do.
Yeah.
But the girl seems a little upset. And she goes, "Princess! Hit it back! Tackle it!" And the Poochiana once again goes on for a full-on body tackle. I think that is a 12.
Hits, yeah.
Okay. This time you take 7 points of normal damage as the Poochiana just rears up, knocking Riolu to the ground. They kind of roll around for a second before they both
7?
stand back up. Yeah, it was a solid blow.
Okay.
And it kind of...
One last time. Counter Riolu. No, that's a not.
That's a knot.
I say
Ryolu
nay,
is
nay.
not having a good day. This is not a good fight for him.
Hang on. Does foresight still count?
Read Foresight.
Tackles against the opponent for the duration. So it says
So what's the duration?
+2 to the attack rolls you make against the opponent for the duration.
So what's the duration of the move?
It doesn't specify.
Should.
It doesn't.
It will.
There you go.
Oh, so you've been you don't have to use it as often as you have been either.
Yeah,
just lasts
'cause it's
for
for
1
the
minute.
remainder of combat.
So, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
succeeded. So now I don't.
For
So that would
1
be
minute.
7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 to hit.
11 just hits.
Bye, princess.
Bye, bitch!
Holy fuck.
8.
8 points
Oh,
of
sorry.
damage.
That's wrong.
Oh.
3, 4. I will take this dice. 'Cause that's
But 8 because vulnerabilities.
Yeah. This time, rolling around on the ground, the Ryolu just punts the Poochyena off, and it rolls on the ground and yips. It looks really hurt.
It's not personal, but your owner's a dick.
The girl scowls, and she says, Poochie, finish him off already! And the Poochyena goes...
Wait, how is she
that
going
was-
again? That was my
Yeah,
reaction.
That was a counter.
You're right. So it's the
I was
Houndour's
like,
turn.
what is happening?
This time, Taylor, the punk, turns around and says, Houndour, lend her a hand! And the Houndour turns around and it looks at you, at the Ryolu, and howls. I need you to make a charisma save.
Gacked.
8.
8. Your Ryolu turns to look at this creature that just roared at it, quivering, disappears inside your Pokeball.
Okay.
Which Pokemon's in your second slot?
Sassy.
You go, sassy pea.
Straight after this Meowth who comes out, and immediately the hairs on the back of its neck go up, and it goes. Turn. Jackson, at the beginning of your turn, Bonsly is going to take 2 points of poison damage. Yeah. Slowly whittling it down.
Only 2 points of damage again. Hey, Billy, how you feeling? He's still at 24. Yeet another rock at the bony dog.
The bony dog.
That's a 14.
14 at the bony dog. 14 hits.
And that's 7 points of rock damage.
7 points of rock damage. The boulder flies out of the smoke, just smoking the side of this dog that
Move
just
another 5 feet.
faints. It just keels
Yes.
over and disappears inside the Pokeball.
Gotcha, bitch!
Taylor yells, "Fang!"
Fang and princess.
Those are perfectly good names.
Oh, yes, so's Fluffy.
Brooke, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cut myself over all of the edge that you've given that name, Taylor.
Come on, sassy. Scratch him. That better not have been fucking good. Okay.
You gotta hit the tray.
Oh, yeah.
Much better.
19?
It's
Oh, yeah.
7 points of normal damage.
this Meowth who just came flying out of the
she's a
Pokeball,
sassy bitch.
launches herself, and it brings you back to that night when she attacked you just like this, clawing into the side of this.
You go,
Pokemon
sassy!
Who she leaves just fainted on the ground. Disappears back into her Pokeball.
Good job, girl.
And then she starts cleaning herself.
Now give the nice boy behind the counter some money for the replacement meal and the damages for the window, you little shits.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
Holy fuck. I am a scary old man. That will be...
You young whippersnappers, before I beat you with my cane like your grandfather should have.
That one right there is a 19.
A 19. Okay. Both of them look at each other, and they look at their Pokeballs, and they say, "Yes, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir." And they throw some money behind the counter, and the kid's like, "Thank you. Come again." And then they turn and they sort of just throw a bunch of coins on the ground at you guys, and then they book it out of there.
How much coins are there?
The combined total is 930 Pokebucks.
Okay.
So 460 each.
Yes.
And did they give you enough for the repairs to the shop, young man?
He's sort of just counting his money. He says, I don't know. I don't get paid enough for this. Would you like a replacement meal, sir?
I mean,
Yes,
that's what some of that money is for.
I would
All
like
right.
a replacement meal for all my Pokemon and myself, please.
In short order,
Sorry for the
he
trouble.
procures the rest of a second meal, and he lays it out for you. And he says, I'm so sorry for the trouble.
It's not your fault.
No, I'm sorry.
Do you have anything that treats poison by any chance?
No, sir. Pokedonald's does not endorse Pokemon battles in its restaurants, nor are any claims of poisoning from its food.
Sorry. Can you
that-
take our meals to go then?
Oh, it's fine, young man. You have done nothing wrong. Those two upstarts were the ones who were being obtuse.
There's still a big cloud of smog just hovering in the center of the restaurant. Just
Sorry.
and you guys leave. Just walk out. Sorry.
I'll try to clean up some of the mess.
Yeah.
Like the
So
broken
gross.
glass and the drink and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Dandy. Do you have enough force behind your propeller thing to, like, move the smog out of the building if we had the doors open?
Really fast.
It kind of.
If I held on to you and held you in place.
It. Give me just a dex. Straight dex roll for Dandy.
Holy shit.
Daddy's like, yeah.
That's 17.
Yeah, Dandy's little tail starts to just flicker like it's very excited, and then its little dandelion greens on top of its heads just start whirling. Just and it's like you're holding a vacuum turned opposite, and it just quickly dissipates the smog.
Oh, there goes the smog. We can help with the glass real quick and clean up the spill.
You take the next little while cleaning up, and the kid seems very impressed. Like, you see him getting out the mop bucket and stuff, ready to clean up. He looks like he's just having an awful night, and he sees you guys cleaning up, and he says, "Oh, thank you. You don't have to do that, sir."
Oh, it's no problem, young man. It seems like you've had a rough night, what with us getting into a battle in your restaurant.
Yeah, we kind of should.
No point in leaving it to you.
Oh, it's all right. Sometimes they come in here and they make a mess. It just happens.
Does that
It's a
happen
typical
regularly?
thing.
Oh, sometimes.
Well, I'm gonna go get Billy treated for this poison. And just carry him.
Okay. You can see like little poison bubbles. He's like,
Don't worry, Billy. You'll be okay in no time. The Pokemon Center is not far away.
just
Probably
snuggles in
scold us
deeper
for
to you.
getting poisoned again.
And you guys
Yeah,
wander
maybe
out.
we'll see Larry and his girlfriend there.
You wander by the broken window and you just see the kid standing inside going, "Oh, jeez."
Is your manager's name Rick by any chance?
You guys walk back to the Pokemon Center, where you are greeted once again by Professor Joy. Or not Professor Joy, Nurse Joy, the pink-haired nurse lady with her Chansey aide. And this is probably a good time to take a break
Sweet.
because I suspect there might be some level ups happening. Hold
Possibly.
on.
Also-
Pashabru.
Hey, Austin. How's it going? Oh, yeah. I already asked that. Going good. Got out of school early because I had no classes the rest of the day. Nice. Well, glad you can come join us for a bit.
Intermission music.
And Futurist, if you're still hanging around, how's it going? Sorry for not reading the chat for too long, but like I said before, there's a lot of role play that happens in this, so we can't typically break to read chat,
Yeah, it's a
Nearly-
little
not as
different
often
than
as our
other
regular stuff.
streams.
which is why we take breaks like this, so then we can talk to you fine folk.
Yeah. Still angry we didn't get paid.
We don't get paid tomorrow.
For 2 days worth of work.
Yeah.
You just did it right the first time.
He didn't tell us he had a pest control
Infestation.
problem that wasn't children.
You're 7.
I was gonna say, kids are one thing. You put up an electric fence, it kind of deals with the problem. With
You
Pokemon,
tell him to bugger off. I think Steven really wanted me to make a bad decision and punch that guy.
I'm not saying I wanted to get the cops involved, but
oh, we could have met Officer Jenny. 8675309.
Oh, I breathed in funny and then I started to die.
Oh, that happens to me too. Body, why do you not function properly now?
Yeah. I laugh. I die. I
I'm gonna go
breathe
grab a
funny.
glass of water,
I die.
actually.
so many Pokemon. Okay, so
Could you have me one too, man? Thank you.
we did. No, I'm okay. So this is going to be.
I had to remember what the rules were. I was like, I won't punch the prick. Knock his drink out of his hand.
It's a bad idea.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, you know you would have done the same. Just a little
Zero.
Chicago interlude.
Divided by 2 equals 2.
Did my sassy bee.
Your
Level up.
sassy bee.
It's spelled B like bear. So you could take it as bitch, or you could take it as baby. Sassy bear.
So that is.
Do. So how is everybody tonight?
Not quite.
Not quite the sassy bear.
No.
Oh, thanks, man.
Let's see. Let's.
Oh no, that was for
try-
you. How come my dice is only glitchy in the thing? I held it in my hand closer to the camera.
Oh, it might just be because The way that it works is it works off of the
Oh,
similarity
that was
between.
not-
It works off the similarity between the color of the dice and the background that it'll be on. So if it has like that green, it'll show up not too well. But if you have it in your hand, because your hand isn't too similar of a
It's
color
not
to it.
glitching now, though, even without the hand in there. I just don't know.
Could be how shadows are cast as well.
Weird.
Do, 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 do,
This is
do.
Austin's first Pokemon one.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, welcome to your
Pokemon,
first
son.
Pokemon one. These are a lot of fun. We only get to do them every other week, but it's branching out, doing more creative stuffs.
And I love it.
Yes. It is a fun game.
It's very fun getting to play an ornery old man who's only really ornery when people are being little shits.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's pretty nice. He will never get your name right, though.
Brooke is sad and grouchy. First all her Pokemon get super hurt. Your Pokemon get hurt. Then we work all day, get smelly and gross and don't get paid for it. Then a guy spills a I think she's homesick.
Slaved all day, master got me woken. Someday master set me free.
How are your Pokemon looking?
Fine.
Regular's not.
Dandy
Great.
Dandy has taken the most damage compared to their max HP. They're at 11. Oh, I guess they've both taken 6, but Billy's still at 24 hit points.
Sassy wasn't touched, and Ryulu's at 9 out of 23.
That's not too bad.
I would have kept him in if that
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
hadn't growled him out.
And
because
Charlotte didn't take any damage.
I figured if he hit again, he would have knocked the thing out because I would have had Foresight working in my favor. Then I would have used Quick Attack, and then even if it attacked me, it was kind of dealing in the 7 range. And then even if it did more than that, then I could have used Endure.
Ender.
Yeah.
And endered it.
Ender done that.
Yup. None of my Pokemon level up.
Not quite.
Oh, poor Meowth.
Close.
Sassy bee.
Got the finishing blow, though.
She did. She came in out of nowhere. Was like, bitch, please.
She came in like a wrecking ball.
Pretty much. She came in like a wrecking ball. I sang a Chicago moment. Yep. I love that song in Chicago.
Mm.
If you'd have seen it, if you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, you know you would have done the same. I rolled 2 nat 20s in a row against my kids at work today.
Oh, God.
That's just rude.
On the same kid.
On the same kid? That's even ruder.
Yeah. It's like, and the werewolf comes in for a bite and, oh, okay. And then it's going to take its second attack on you and, oh.
Okay.
She's like, what? I was like, oh. She's like, I'm unconscious.
You don't
Yes.
want to know.
And you scarred up bad. You have bite mark in arm and claw mark across chest.
Lily, what are you doing?
Lily, what you eating? Lily poop. Lily poop.
No, she's panicking.
Anything's not supposed to.
The ladder's in the way. The ladder's in the way. The ladder's in the way.
Hey, Lily, come here.
When you
You're
step
fine.
over the leg, but your legs are too
Come on.
short, so
Come on,
it's like
come on.
right up in your armpits.
Oh.
And you
How are you,
well,
Papa?
because that leg, the top part of the leg, because of the angle she was at, was probably like right up in her armpit. So when I said her name, she was trying to back up. She was like, I can't retreat, can't lift arm over.
Oh, you're a good girl.
Oh, such snuggle. Wow.
Not quite as much of a suck as Bishop. That dog, all I have to do is like walk out to him and go like, and he'll just like plant his face onto the ground and look up at me like play, and then just fall the rest of the way. Freaking Great Pyrenees acting more like a suck than her.
Where we?
Hey, where we?
Where we?
Whoa.
Hi. No levels up.
Come on. Come up. Come hang out. You can come up. Lily.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, come on. Did I scratch your bum? You didn't expect?
I don't know if she looks offended or like she wants more.
I don't know.
She's like, what? You stopped?
She like jumped up and kind of like love nibbled and then licked.
Yeah.
She was like, did I scratch your bum?
I think she likes bum scritches.
Salvi likes bum scritches.
I know.
Salvi like twerks into a butt scritch. He's like,
He loses his mind whenever I show up on my own.
yeah.
Like every Monday when I go to let him out, and every Friday.
Yeah.
Just loses his shit. And it's like, okay, let's go outside real quick before you pee out of excitement.
Yep. He's funny.
And then he runs like a freaking wild animal.
He spins.
Yeah. Chases his tail. Like
Fuck.
runs up to me and pats his paws on the ground, puts his head down,
Yeah.
runs back around.
Yeah. He makes me laugh when you like, if you just put like your foot or your hand even like near his butt, he like twerks his butt like into your hand or foot because he's like, yeah, scritch my butt.
Yep.
like, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah.
He's going twerk.
He's like heads like into it, his butt's twerking. I'm like, dude, what are you?
Excited.
The bubble 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 butt bubble 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 butt bubble bubble butt. Damn gangsters coming
Damn
for our
kids.
shit.
He did say that there were kids in town causing trouble. You didn't believe him.
It's not that we didn't believe him. We just found that it was Pokemon fucking with him. And I guess potentially kids as well, but definitely Pokemon.
Can't believe that. It's like,
All right. You guys about ready?
yeah.
All right. So, it's pretty late at this point in time by the time that Nurse Joy returns back with her tray full of Pokemon. She turns them back to you, and you can see that her large Chansey is moving the cots out from the previous night from their storage location and sort of setting them up. There are a few trainers who were milling about before who were kind of assisting and readying themselves for just turning in for the night.
Okay. After Ryolu gets back, Brooke will take out all her Pokemon, give them their food, and then kind of scratch Ryolu on the head, and then head off to have a shower before eating her own food.
Yeah, you guys still stink.
Yep.
You're awful.
Excuse me, nurse.
Yes.
Oh,
That's. Oh,
pungent,
aromatic.
aromatic.
It's something.
I know, I'm sorry. I'll get out
Fragrant.
of your hair as soon as I can and I go have a shower. I just had a quick question. My friend seems to believe that certain gyms will have type preferences. Is that the case for the one here?
Oh well, yeah. There's typically a theming conventions at the various gyms across the land.
Oh.
They attract certain very specific Pokemon trainers.
And is there a specialty for... Is there a gym here?
Yes, absolutely. There is the Bramble Town gym.
Oh, what would be their preferred type?
Well, I don't know if I want to spoil the surprise for you. Why don't you talk to some of the other trainers? They might be able to tell you some stories.
Should I do that before or after I have a shower?
Probably after.
Fair.
Totally before. Totally before.
Just eat my meal real quick.
She
Hand
sort
out the
of
rest of them.
covers her face a little bit and she says, "Excuse me, I have something I have to do."
All right, thank you.
And she walks away.
I'll hand out the Poke meals to my Pokemon, to Billy, to Dandy, and to Charlotte.
All that fast food.
All that fast food. So healthy. Eat my own real quick, and then go have a shower.
Okay. You notice you're handing them out. Your Spinarak is definitely trying to steal Billy's. Is kind of grabbing it and pulling it away slowly. And
You finally have a brat.
Billy's just looking at it like,
Probably the brattiest of all of them.
Hey,
and
Charlotte.
it's crying a little bit more.
Charlotte. Do you want to eat, or do you want to go back into your Pokeball?
It's just chowing down.
Flick your left appendage once for yes. Flick your right appendage once for no.
It's just shoveling down this fast food. Bondsley is looking on, just mortified.
I'm giving him Charlotte's.
Charlotte looks up at you, so hurt.
Well, you stole his food. What do you expect?
It looks over at its food and looks at the pile of like wrappers that it has in front of it and looks over at its food and looks back at you.
No, Charlotte. This one isn't for you. This one's for Billy. Exactly. No. I'm gonna have to stay here while he eats, aren't I? I will plop myself between Charlotte and Billy.
Billy sort of just sits on the ground with its two legs.
Please tell
to
me
its
my
side.
Pokemon ate theirs nicely while Brooke showered.
Yeah, they're just kind of watching on. Each of them holding the little burger in their hands, just kind of eating it. Yeah, there's repeated attempts from Charlotte to try and steal Billy's burger.
Use this time to, I guess, try to bond in some way. I guess at least with Billy defending his food.
Okay, so I take it you guys are going to spend the rest of your night here?
Probably.
Yeah. What
Alright.
time is it when we arrived?
When you arrived, you spent the better part, you had your tussle in the restaurant at the Pokedonald's. And probably made it here going on like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
What are you up to?
Call.
Gonna spend some time bonding with whichever Pokemon. Like, how does that work? Is like you spend like an hour with them or a short rest or?
So over the course of the long rest, it's assumed that you're not sleeping the entire time. So
Okay.
you spend time training, playing, cuddling, whatever you want.
Okay.
Over that course, you just need to designate one Pokemon in which you're bonding with.
Billy! You're fucking adorable. Gonna win that pageant in 2 days.
His cheeks are just full with burger.
What do they make the meat out of?
It kind of looks up at you and cocks his head.
Maybe I shouldn't think too much into it.
God damn it.
What are you up to?
I'm trying to remember who I said would have. Which of Brooke's siblings I said would have practically ruined her.
So you would have had over your long rest, because you're bonding with a Pokemon that's 10 temporary HP.
Hell yeah.
I think.
Brooke's
double
gonna
check
call
that.
home.
That's
See who
fucking insane.
answers. Before she goes to
The idea is that because you bonded with the Pokemon, it will go further.
Yeah.
And
It will go
fight
above
harder.
and beyond. Plus Ultra.
Ultra!
I rewatched that the other day. I fucking can't wait for the next goddamn season.
Brooke's calling home, Steven.
It's the adventures of Tintin and Deku. Phone call. Phone call.
Phone call.
I don't know why I keep saying telephone.
I don't know.
'Tis not accurate.
Okay. It rings and it rings and it rings. You see this spinning Pokeball and this little message that pops up, and it says, "Long distance fees may apply. Please insert credit." And there's almost like a little invoice that appears underneath, and you can see like a coin slot, and it notes 200 Pokebucks.
Just hang up. Yeah. And to go eat her burger. Is everybody done?
Yep.
Okay. She'll put Sassy and Jimmy back in their Pokeball, and then try and snuggle Riolu and just go to sleep.
Sure. Riolu very stubbornly does not want to be snuggled, but sits next to you.
Okay. And she scratches him behind the ear. And just kind of lies there.
Turns away. And just sits there, cross-legged, next to you. Almost meditatively. All right. The night wears on as you sleep inside this Pokecenter. And again, the next day comes. You're woken by the sound of some of the other trainers stirring, moving about, some heading off on their way. It's a different group than the ones that you saw the day before. Just as you've gathered from conversations, people who are traveling through, some of them came to challenge the local gym leader. Others are in town for the Poke Pageant. There seems to be a mix.
So we gotta take care of this guy's pest problem.
Yes. Oh wait, we should probably find a market or something to buy more stuff from.
I agree.
If we want to catch one of those scoundrelly kind of Pokemon.
Kinda need Pokeballs.
And we need more rations. And
That too.
Revives would be nice. And maybe those potion thingies.
Yep. Sounds like a good idea.
Yay!
Shopping episode.
Makeover, 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 makeover. Makeover, makeover, makeover. And that's next episode. When Billy wins the pageant.
Teaser for next episode.
Or Riolu, after we got them all riled up. Competitive.
Okay. Brooke's gonna offer her hand to Riolu. See if he takes it.
Roll Pokemon handling.
He's my friend, and the next he's like pissy at me.
Called being stubborn.
Yeah.
Pokemon handling.
17.
17.
Begrudgingly, he looks up at you. And slowly reaches his hand up and takes yours. But he holds your hand, and then he looks away.
Baka.
Oh.
All right, thank you. And Shanna walks towards the town market, or in a direction
outside.
that market
Is
might
there
be.
a Pokemart?
Absolutely, and it's not terribly far. You would have walked by it a couple times, just wandering around town previously. It's a very similar building to the Pokemon Center, a little bit smaller. There's more glass windows in the front with various different displays. You walk inside and you see shelves similar to any convenience store with a number of goods. You see a rack with Pokeballs. You see a few different racks with typical potions, antidotes, paralyzed heals, You see some small packages, a smaller display with a big poster behind it that has these almost D8 shaped candies that are yellow, that say Revive. Elixirs, ethers, and then there's some coolers with fresh water, soda pops, berry juices, lemonades, and then a number of assorted rations.
I walk up to the counter. Did you say they had Pokeballs?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a great big display, and there's actually a
Um,
sign on top that says, "For every 10 Pokeballs, you get one special limited edition promo ball."
Wow.
And it's sort of this like all white Pokeball that has a red band around it.
I need some things.
Same.
Some rations, Pokeballs,
Potions.
Revive, maybe some potions, maybe an antidote or two.
There's a
How
shopkeeper behind the till. He's just sitting on a stool, and he says, "All right, help yourself. We'll bring it to the counter, and I'll ring you up."
Can you tell us the cost of things?
Costs are written next to the items.
DM, are you going to tell us the cost of things so we know how much we can buy?
How well does a lemonade work as opposed to a potion?
So first, costs. What do you want to know the costs?
Rations, Pokeballs,
Rations,
Revives.
essentially, of the assorted foods, it's 20 gold per day.
20 gold. What?
20 Pokebucks
Yeah, sorry.
20 Pokebucks
per ration.
per ration?
Per a day's worth of rations.
Yeah.
So a day's worth of rations is how much when you're feeding 4 things?
Just one thing. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
one creature's full day of rations
Okay.
for 20 Pokeballs.
So we would need 4 for each of us for a day.
Yeah.
Well, 1 for each of us, so 4 total for a
4
day.
total a day.
Blah, blah, blah.
So
Yeah, Pokeballs are
80.
250 Pokebucks each. Potions are 200. Antidotes are 200. Paralyzed heals are 200. Revives are 3,000. Elixirs are 900.
Well, those are out.
Ethers are 500. Fresh water is 200. Soda pops 275. Berry juice is 500. And lemonade is 650, and that's their stock.
Pokeballs, you said
250?
300 or
each.
250?
250 each.
250.
Potions were 200.
Potions were 200. Antidotes were
200.
200. And rations were 20 a piece.
So, if we get 5 days worth of rations, that's 400. And then if we were to get 4 Pokeballs, makes it a good even 1,400. And then for 2 potions would be bring us up to 1,800.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get
I think I might do that.
Pokeballs are 250. Yeah.
So, 5 days worth of rations, 4 Pokeballs, and 2 potions. Should come up to 1,800.
I'll trust you.
Yeah.
Before tax.
I
Damn
will
government.
Get the same.
Tax included. Okay, mark that off and add your items to your inventory. Got item.
How much does the potion heal?
Potion heals 4 plus 44,
4 plus 44.
I want to say. But I can tell you for sure. 2d4 plus 2.
Sweet. And now I'm down to a 30 Pokebucks.
Swiggity swooty.
Coming for that booty.
Wow. Big spenders.
Spaghetti swooty. I got you a stick.
What
I'm with Ron. Ron tail's big. What?
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 Okay. He bags up your items and he hands them to you.
Thanks,
stop.
you, sir.
He sort of sends you on your way. You walk out, a little bell rings.
I guess we can go deal with that stupid fucking dumbass Pokemon thing.
Yep.
Let's go back to his house.
You're going to his house.
Well, to the place where we're doing the work.
You walk back to where you were cleaning before, and it is a bigger mess than how you left it. It looks like there's almost no garbage left in the actual garbage cans itself. It's just all over this little area and kind of spilling out a little bit into the street. You see a couple people walk by and they just hold their nose and keep going.
Thank you, Emerald Sap, for the follow.
So, how do we go about solving their pest problem?
Hey. Go back to where that hole was, see if we can patch it up, look around again for more, maybe see if that stupid frickin' Pokemon is just hanging around. If
It's
not,
like some
track it.
stupid frickin' something got into it again last night.
Yeah. If it's not here, then we just try to track it, I guess, and see if we can go back to its home. Maybe more of them are there.
Okay. Brooke will go back to the hole she tried to patch. Is it still patched?
No. So the various things that you shoved in there to try and sort of seal it up have been moved to the side.
Tracks in and out.
Give me a survival check.
God damn it.
Talk about it. 5.
You're pretty exasperated. You go over there and you are so disappointed by the fact that your little patch job didn't work that you don't notice anything else. You're not a tracker.
I kind of am.
My
Can I look for
survival
tracks?
isn't that
Sure.
bad, actually.
That's a 14.
Much better. You come over and see her exasperated by the fact that the small rock and the bits of garbage that she put in the way to try and seal up the hole have just been moved aside. And you do note a set of tracks that seem to be going in and out, in and out. There's a good few of them, and you see small, almost drag marks leading away down an alley behind the fenced-off area.
Well, I see where it went. You want to follow after it?
Might as well. Not getting paid without it, right?
All right, let's go.
Sure. You follow it around the alley, and it takes you down a small series of streets. Can I get you to make one more survival check? for
Sure.
me?
5.
5.
So over my dice rolls that when you roll bad, I'm like,
You turn another corner and you see a number of just small trash cans that have been turned over. And they look like they have likewise been rifled through. But from there, the trail seems to have gone cold.
Damn it.
this is gonna be a whole day of thing, isn't it?
There's going to be a whole day.
Can Brooke take a look?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Any sign of the tracks continuing? I assume that after Jackson was making us follow, Brooke would have at least noticed the track.
Just give me an investigation check. Let's go from here. Let's try this.
Yeah, so you go to a roll that we're worse at.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Fuck my life.
There's a special technique for rolling and keeping it inside.
Dice trays.
It's not very
Went from
good.
a 19 to a 6.
So a 5.
5. You see the overturned garbage cans, and it seems like there's something else that is over here rifling through garbage too. It's peculiar.
You see one little shit's just hanging around, laughing at us, mocking us.
Give me a perception check.
15.
15. You just look around. You don't see anything, but you smell something. And it is rank, like
Ooh.
rotten eggs.
I'm not a fan of the smell, but it's not coming from the garbage as far as I can tell. Is it coming from the garbage?
No.
Okay. Well, I suppose we can follow the nose.
Follow your nose.
Okay.
Follow your nose.
The old man with his big old snoz out
That
starts.
scared the shit out of me.
Just imagine when it fell out of the sky and killed me.
Yup.
Thanks, guys.
Hang on.
Specifically, Emerald.
That was a sub.
That's right, Emerald.
Yeah,
Sap.
thanks
you
Emerald
the
Sap for the sub.
Thanks, Norman. That's my buddy.
Oh yeah.
You should know that.
Yep. Sorry, we still need to get our emotes at some point.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Now that things are slowing down, I'll get those up.
Yep.
Really good.
Figure out what we want and get her done. Anyways.
You follow your snoz, and it leads you around another corner. It would have been impossible to follow the tracks thus far. It seems like you've gone onto a road where there's nothing left to be left. But you follow it to what seems to be the side of a house, and a fence along it. You see a small
As long as it's not the
chewed
same
away
damn
piece
house.
of wood around the backyard. And you can smell whatever it is coming from the other side of this fence, which is fairly tall.
Okay. Do you want to go in? Just niceties aside.
Sure.
You hear a couple different sounds coming from the other side of the fence. You hear the sound of you hear the sound of and you hear another thing going.
I swear if we walk around the side of this building and there's a bunch of sad, starving Pokemon, I will lose my shit today.
Well, let's find out.
Brooke will walk in.
Sure. You sort of venture around
I'll
the side of
follow.
the fence, and you open up a gate, and you walk in. Give me just a dex check.
Okay. You know that's not a good one for me, right? 6.
You have a -2 to dex?
Hey, so do
Oh,
I.
hers is in strength.
You open the door, and you hear the sound of movement, but you look in. You see a fairly plain backyard with not much. There's a little bit of garbage that seems to just be spread around, like bits of garbage bags, some wrappers, some discarded bits of food. There seems to be a doghouse, and then the house itself and a back door.
Does the house look to be abandoned or like someone lives here?
It looks lived in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk up to the door then. Knock
Sure.
on the door.
From the backyard.
Yep.
You wait a little bit, and then the door opens, and this woman sort of looks out at both of you. She looks maybe in her 40s, a little tired, and she is surprised to see you knocking on her back door.
Sorry, ma'am. We followed the trail of some Pokemon that are maybe causing a disturbance to your backyard. Do you know anything about that?
She sort of looks out and she says, "Oh, well, we've had some local Pokemon making a mess, tearing open some of our bags. But if you're here looking for my precious Glameow, she's not your culprit. And you see this small cat standing behind her with this tail that looks like it's a meter long, but just coiled.
Does it look familiar?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No. It's kind of got a bluey gray fur. It looks very proper. And it's just sitting behind her, sort of studying you.
Oh
Do
no,
you mind
you're...
if I use my Pokedex?
Sure.
For my...
Oh yes, I should do that too.
Sure. You hold out your Pokedex towards it, and the woman gives you a really weird look.
It's
She
for
did
research.
ask.
And also, sorry, we did not mean to imply that your Pokemon may be the problem, just that we've tracked them to your backyard,
Yeah, maybe
and
they're
they've
causing
dispersed from here.
Yeah, maybe they're causing trouble for you too.
As well, I certainly hope not. You think they've been sleeping in my yard?
It sounded like it.
Anything's possible, right?
Sure. The Pokedex lights up and shows a picture of the Pokemon that's sitting there. And it says, Glameow, the catty Pokemon. When it's happy, Glameow demonstrates beautiful movements of its tail like a dancing ribbon.
It
Well,
sounds and looks like a very pretty
beautiful.
Pokemon.
Do you mind if we take a look around your backyard for the culprits?
She says, well, this is private property. Just don't touch anything.
Okay. I won't.
We'll be as respectful as we can.
She sort of
And if you
stands there
wish,
on
you
the
can
back porch and
Supervise
crosses
as
her
well. Make sure we
arms.
don't do anything untowards.
All right.
Start looking
Looking
for
around.
tracks.
Sure. Can I get one of you guys to lead an investigation with advantage?
I don't trust myself to
So
roll.
that's a for investigation. Nope, that's pity.
Today sucks. All the rolls.
12.
12. You definitely seen signs of Pokemon activity here. And you make out a lot more than just the Glameow. Like there's visibly tracks that look feline like that, but there's other ones that are similar but wider and squatter. Like a wider, less petite paw. And you notice another one that is strangely almost human-like, like somebody's been pushing their hands into the dirt.
Well, ma'am, it does appear as though you do have other Pokemon than your Glameow hanging around your backyard. Have you thought about maybe going around your fence to make sure there's no gaps in it, just so that these ruffians can't make their way into your backyard?
She sort of looks around. She says, "Oh, I've been trying to get my husband to fix that for a while now. That's a very good suggestion."
Maybe perhaps we could fix it for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Wouldn't mind.
Oh no, I couldn't ask such a thing. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, there's no Pokemon right now. And I'm sure if anything came back, my Glameow would take care of it. She's very good at dealing with pests.
Did you say other people in town were having this issue?
Occasionally you hear stories of, Rattata getting into the garbage, or the stray Poochyena wandering in off the fields.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we should see if we can find these friggin' tracks and try tracking them down again. Friggin'.
You sounded exasperated.
I've had to deal with pests before, and these are the most obnoxious ones yet.
The woman says, "Well, thank you. Please close the gate when you leave."
Of course.
And she closes the door and goes inside. You note that the Glameow steps outside onto the porch and just watches you.
Bye, pretty kitty.
You better not enter the pageant tomorrow.
One of its ears just flicks.
Not that anyone could see that.
Walk it back out. Make sure we secure the lady's gate.
Yep.
Sure.
Look around for tree tracks.
Sure. Just give me a perception check.
Fuck! Nope.
What'd you get?
Like a 3. No, just a 2. Even better.
Just a 2. Wow. These rolls.
Today suck.
We're not making any money.
You leave the backyard and there's nothing. You're exasperated. You've been on the trail for the better part of this afternoon. It's maybe noon, 1 o'clock. And it seems to have gone cold.
We are not getting paid.
Probably not. Wait, maybe we could set a trap.
I don't know about you, but I don't got much to set a trap with. Other than food, and that didn't go over very well last time.
Yeah, but we didn't really make a trap last time. We just kind of put the food out and expected it to maybe stop, but it didn't. It just ran off with it.
True.
If we go back to the dump there, the spot with all the garbage, maybe there's material we can use to actually make a fall trap, not a pitfall.
Just dig a big pit in the center of it.
I mean, we could, but I think it would be easier to just make a simple one of those, the stereotypical you're sitting behind a bush and you had to pull on the rope to make the box fall onto it kind of trap.
So we're not gonna roadrunner this shit.
No. We are not gonna Looney Tunes it.
Okay. Why not? It's not like we got anything better to do. Got no money to buy things for a pageant.
Yep. Well, Billy can win without the pageantry.
I think Ryolu would look quite smart in a suit.
I think you would too.
He just looks away, kicks the dirt a bit.
Oh, come on, Ryolu. Can't you tell I'm blue? Just make me smile.
Daboo-dee, daboo-die.
Looks up at you.
I mean, he should be able to tell she's blue.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you're blue too?
He looks at his fur.
She smiles. Not like that. Okay. Well, let's try to build this trap. Go back to the dump.
Yay.
So what's the plan?
I'm gonna just
Scavenge for materials.
scavenge
to
for
build a
materials, see
trap.
if we can find anything to like build just a basic box fall kind of trap.
Sure. That's pretty simple. And between all the crap that is laying here, it's not hard to find a crate, a roll of twine, and a stick, essentially. To construct this very simple trap is very simple.
Sweet.
Roll sleight of hand. Both of you fail. It's not that simple after all.
You get trapped in the crate.
No! I just
fallen
wanted
and I
to
can't
be a
get up.
TV star.
Jackson's whole journey has changed. His Pokemon want to be fashionistas.
Pop a ration under the crate once you have it all set up, and then go hide behind a dumpster while poking our heads out to see.
Roll stealth.
Okay. So you guys are going to go hide?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Roll stealth.
I'm
Hey,
so bad
12.
at this stuff.
Come on, Ninja Jackson.
You always do well on your stealth roll.
Ooh.
10.
-2.
Oh, and I guess for Billy too.
Oh, and Ryulu.
For Billy, I think that's just a 13. Gosh.
Oh, no. Ryolu takes your lead.
Viola has a 3.
Oh,
and
no.
11 for Billy.
Wow. So you two just like throw some garbage over top of you and you think you're pretty well hidden. Your Riolu just follows your lead, kind of drapes the garbage bags over him and slumps to the ground. Jackson, you can clearly see them, but you are like level with the ground. You kind of tucked yourself in between some of the garbage cans a little bit. Looking over, Brooke, you can't even see Jackson. Like
I
the old
am
man
one with the garbage.
Bond's line
This is not
just
new.
disappeared.
Just wait until we have to swim in shit.
Oh, I don't think Billy will do well at that at all.
You guys wait there, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. An hour goes by, and still nothing. You hear the sound of wings flapping somewhere overhead. You hear the sound of some sort of motor drive by. You hear the sound of buzzing somewhere. And then you hear the sound of lightning.
Just
And you feel the wind picking up a little bit. You wait there for another half an hour, 45 minutes. It's been better part of almost 2 hours now, and the wind is blowing, and you can feel rain starting to fall on your head, and it is getting chilly. And then you see something that isn't just the wind. Some sort of dark figure sort of dash underneath the garbage can. And then slowly start to move its way out from underneath. You see this feline-looking face. Chubby, with big poofy lips. A very squat, low-to-the-ground body with shaggy, dark purple, almost black fur. And a white stripe running down its back into this very fluffy tail. Its whiskers sort of quiver a little bit, feeling the electricity in the air as the rain starts to fall down harder. And it creeps out slowly, keeping its eyes open and looking out around. It sees the ration in the center there. Oddly enough, it doesn't seem to notice any of you. And it slowly
looks like it
creeps
rolled
forward.
a nat one or something.
Yeah.
And slowly creeps forward. And it gets closer and closer and closer to the box. And it reaches out one little paw to try and grab it. And its hand gets right close.
Pull the string.
Give me a sleight of hand.
15!
Christ.
15. The box falls on top of this little thing. And the box just starts to shake. And you hear this.
Run up and put Billy on top of it.
Okay, you put the Bonsley on top. Can the Bonsley just make a straight strength check?
6.
Wow. The box just
I'm gonna try
blows off.
tackle it.
Sure. Can you give me a dex save first?
There we go.
So I'm 11.
On 11. As the box flies off, it hits Riolu, and he takes 1 point of normal damage as he gets smoked by the crate. You see this small skunk-like creature run out away from you, dodging your tackle, and it dives back under the fence. The wind is blowing, and the rain is just starting to come down.
Running after it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Okay. You both take off after it. This time it's leaving very distinct tracks with the mud and whatnot that is building up. The rain continues to pour down, getting harder and harder. The wind blows harder and harder. And you follow the tracks, and you follow this thing. Its little legs don't carry it too fast. Like, it moves quick because it's an animal, and it knows where it's going. and it kind of curves around the various obstacles. But you catch its bushy tail as it turns one direction, and you catch it again as it turns another, and it leads you right back to that backyard where you were before, and it ducks into that hole and into the yard.
Back into the yard.
Sure. You open the yard to see it just disappear inside the little doghouse.
Go to the doghouse.
Sure. You look inside the doghouse. Does a...
Probably.
Does an 11 hit you?
Yep.
You take 5 points of fire damage as you are struck in the face by some sort of red-hot ember.
Billy, use low kick.
I just picture Jackson butt hanging outside of the doghouse, smoke coming out, and him, Bonsai, being like, "I was supposed to be getting past your butt."
Yeah, there's no room for you who's looking inside this doghouse. It's a fairly small opening. Right? It's not made for a huge Great Dane dog. So Bonsley doesn't have anything really to kick
just
unless he
move out of
wants
the
to kick the side of the doghouse.
No, I'm just going to move out of the way so you can get in.
So I'll tell you what you see. Inside this doghouse, you see 3 animals, 3 Pokemon. You see, firstly, that skunk-like creature. It has a mouthful of rations that it's sort of holding protectively. You see the Glameow from before, from the porch, who is sitting there. Its back is sort of up, and its tail, which is long, is just kind of spinning a little bit like a corkscrew. And you see another Pokemon crouched further behind, the other 2 taking more of a protective stance. It is ape-like with orangey sort of fur and a little bit of a swirl on its forehead. You see this small flame sort of lit from its butt.
I'm going to
and it's
make you
looking at
mine.
And it kind of looks at you and it goes... as it scratches its nose. The meow...
The meow.
The Glameow. I was going to say
The meow
meow
meow.
stick, and I was like, that's not the right Pokemon. Hisses just... And the other one, you smell this stench just starting to emanate from it and flowing out of the doghouse itself. Again, the wind is howling. The rain is coming down hard, and there's lightning.
Okay, maybe we don't fight them. They seem scared more than anything.
I'm fine with that.
Could try to convince them to be friendly and stop fucking with the garbage. Or maybe just be ours. I don't know. Worth trying.
Yeah. Brooke's gonna get low to the ground. And just be like, "Are you scared? I'm not gonna hurt you."
Give me a Pokemon handling check.
I'm gonna pull up my Pokedex and point them at the 2 that we haven't seen.
Sure. So you point it firstly at the skunk Pokemon, and it says, Stunky, the skunk Pokemon. It sprays a foul fluid from its rear. Its stench spreads over a mile radius, driving Pokemon away. You point it at the second one, and it gets this little picture of this small monkey that says, Chimchar, the chimp Pokemon. The gas made in its belly burns from its rear end. The fire burns weakly when it feels sick. You standing there at the opening, sort of trying to coax them out. You can see the Glameow. Its fur sort of settles a little bit, but it still sits there with its eyes sort of squinting at you, trying to make out your intentions.
Is it clearly trying to protect the little
Chimchar?
Chimchar, okay.
The chimney,
Chim-
chimmery,
chim-
chim
chim-
chiru.
Roll for an insight.
Oh, there we go.
16.
Yeah, you definitely get the sense that both the Stunky and the Glammeow are both, they're taking obviously protective stances, and they both seem to be sharing the same concerned look towards the third Pokemon.
Does
there,
it look sick?
and you. Give me a medicine check.
Or is it just afraid of the rain? Should be wisdom.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, nurse.
$15.
15. It doesn't look sick, but you note its movements, and it moves funny. Like it's dark,
Like
and
hurt
it's
or something.
behind 2 other Pokemon, but it looks wrong.
Okay.
I pull
I
out the
know
ration and
You're trying
hand
to
it towards it.
protect it, but can I take it so I can take it to the Pokemon Center?
You hold out the ration, and the Stunky immediately just grabs it from your hand.
Not
And
you!
pulls it
You
in.
already have one! I'm going to very purposefully like palm to the Stunky's face and hand out the ration towards the Chimchar.
They're not immediately aggressive, but you can see the Stunky doesn't approve of you putting your hand anywhere near it, and its back sort of hunches, and you can smell the stench just grow.
It's okay, I just want to feed your friend.
It's
You've had
almost
2.
oppressive. As you guys are standing out in the rain, can I get you both to make a con save? It is that bad out here. You are drenched.
5.
You are shivering.
13.
13.
Is the Chimchar?
Jackson, you definitely take a point of exhaustion
'Kay.
between the day's activities, and you're cold. Like you are pneumonia
Is he
cold.
gonna respond to me being like, "Let me take you to get help, medical attention"?
You see, there's a certain spark in this Chimchar's eyes. It doesn't understand what you're trying to do.
Is it accepting the ration?
It is curious. It's reaching out a small hand. Can I get you to make a Pokemon handling
Sure.
check?
10.
A 10. It hesitates, and it kind of puts one hand up to its face and sort of scratches its nose a little bit, and then it reaches out its other hand
Yes, it's okay, friend.
and sort of just taps your hand a little bit with its tiny little baby-like hand.
Yeah, see, your friend already has 2 of them.
And it slowly takes the little ration and pulls it back and starts just
Does his demeanor
Eats it.
change after eating food?
No.
Okay, I don't want to hurt you, but I will forcefully take you to the hospital if you don't come with me. So come here, and I'm gonna like sneak closer to it, non-threatening.
Give me one final Pokemon handling check.
That's a 6.
It's a 6. It backs up right against the back of it as you start getting closer. As that happens, you hear as a giant thunderbolt strikes overhead somewhere. And you hear this tiny voice say, What are you doing?
This Pokemon in your backyard, it needs assistance, and I'm trying to take it to the Pokemon Center.
There's your Glammeow, there's a Stunky, and there's a Chimchar. And the Chimchar seems to be in not good sorts.
You see this little girl with these little blonde pigtails, and she's standing out in her little dress, just completely drenched. Her back door is open, but she's rushed over to the side of this doghouse, and she's almost like putting herself between you and the opening. The Glammeow comes out and sort of snuggles up next to her, and she holds its neck. And she says, You leave them alone!
Oh, we
Trying
don't
to
want to hurt
help
them. We want to
them.
make sure that they get assistance.
Glammeow's looking after them.
As much as I'd love to say that Glammeow's doing an excellent job, I think Nurse Joy at the Pokemon Center can help them better.
Oh, the nurse's name is Joy?
I don't know, was it?
She never introduced herself.
Oh. Whoopsies!
The little girl looks at you, and she looks at her Glameow, and the Glameow just sort of squints its eyes at both of you. The rain continues to fall, and the little girl sort of shivers a little bit, and she says, "No, they've been safe here."
If you're that concerned, I'll bring it back. But it needs medical attention.
Roll persuasion.
Ooh, nat
Nat
20.
20, bitch!
This little girl, you can see that she's getting emotional, and she's getting worked up, and she holds her Glameow tightly, and she says, "You can't, it's my Glameow."
Not your
Not-
Glameow,
not the
honey.
Glameow, the Chimchar.
And she kind of looks back at it, and the Glameow now sort of moved out of where it was. You can see the Chimchar, its back foot is like really messed up, like it's twisted in this really odd, awful way, and it holds itself close up to its body, just horribly unnatural.
Does it look like something a potion could fix?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks, I mean, give me a medicine check, I guess.
Oh, fucking course. So that would be an 8.
Yeah, I mean, you're uncertain. It looks pretty bad.
I rolled a nat 20 on my persuasion. She's not gonna let me take it?
She's not getting in the way of those Pokemon. She's more concerned about
With
you
the
taking
Glameow.
her Glameow now. 'Cause she's certain that you're taking the Pokemon, is the impression that you've gotten.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Glameow, these two Pokemon are your friends?
Kind of just looks up at you, and it cocks its head, and it looks back, and it just kind of purrs.
Do you want us to make sure that one of your friends is feeling a little bit better? His foot looks like it could use some attention.
It leans into the little girl and purrs.
Don't know what that means, but I'm going to take it as we can try.
I'm just gonna try and grab the monkey.
Sure. Just give me
As non-threatening as possible.
give me an acrobatics check. If you can tell me how you're using athletics.
To quickly grab it and restrain it.
Sure.
Because athletics is a 15.
Likewise, the Chimchar gets a 15 in acrobatics. As you try to grab it, it just sort of swings around your body. It is dodging every one of your grasps nimbly. Even though it's hurt, it is slipping between.
Ryolu, please help me convince it that we're just trying to help it.
Uriolu walks forward, just drenched. It is a soggy mess, and it kind of leans against the side of the doghouse. And the little Chimchar looks at it and again puts a little finger to its nose. And goes,
I'm gonna like hold my coat open and put a ration in my hand, like it's a safe place. And
Sure. The little Chimchar sort of hobbles closer on its one hand. Your Ryolu likewise sort of motions to the in your jacket. And the Chimchar continues closer. You see the little fire on its butt sort of grow a little bit and shrink a bit. The wind blows. And the rain continues to fall. And the little girl just kind of stands there, just soaking wet, hugging her Glameow, which is now very soaked as well. The Stunky doesn't know what to do. It's kind of pressed itself against the back of the doghouse itself now, just kind of protectively keeping you away. It's curled its body around a little bit so that its tail is up and it's facing out towards you.
Yep.
Just ready.
I'm gonna hold out the stick of charcoal towards the Chimchar and see if that catches its attention at all.
Give me an insight check.
That was not an 18
That
before,
wasn't an 18
Matt.
before. That would be a 2.
That would be a 2. This Chimchar seems like a fine young fellow. No idea what it's thinking though.
Yep.
So it's not coaxing into my jacket for the ration?
It seems to be coming closer, and slowly it sort of climbs inside your jacket and grabs it and then cuddles in there. But it curls itself in a ball in such a way that it looks like it's still trying to protect itself from you.
I will, like, zip up my jacket
Mm-hmm.
and start running to the Pokemon Center.
Follow.
The little girl just watches you leave wordlessly. Just stands there, sopping
That
wet.
was clearly scared.
Yep.
I don't want to go back for it.
And you guys just take off.
And walk into the Pokemon Center, and I'm like, Nurse, we have a wild injured. I can't remember what it's called. Thank you.
She seems to be taking stock of something and having a clipboard in hand, and she stops and she comes over and she says, "Oh, you've certainly been busy these last couple days. Please bring it forward."
I will open my jacket.
Okay, and she looks and she says, "Oh dear, this is. Oh wow, okay." And she holds out her hands and she sort of coaxes the Chimchar towards her. The Chimchar doesn't really move, so she just picks it up and hands it over to the Chansey. The Chansey takes it, and the Chimchar almost seems to like melt in her arms, just very kindly. Not as guarded with this Chansey, who sort of holds it in one arm and strokes it carefully with the other, expertly, and carries it off towards the back. And she says, "Mate, this isn't your Pokemon, is it?"
No, it
we
was
found it.
it was in someone's backyard with a stunky. It's been getting into some garbage and causing some issues for the locals, it seems.
Oh no, maybe a case of mange, a little bit of intestinal problems. Many of things to look at. There weren't other Pokemon, were there?
There was the stunky, but it didn't seem
It
as...
seems scared more
It
than
seems
anything.
scared, but not hurt.
And a Glameow, but it seemed to be owned.
All right. You did well to bring it here, and in such a storm too. It could have been quite dangerous for it.
Yeah.
You see outside, the rain is just pelting the front of the storm. The wind is blowing. You can see some of the lights inside the Pokecenter sort of flash a little bit.
Yeah,
she
it's
looks
not
up
very nice out
concerned.
there.
How long do you think the little guy will need medical attention for?
I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I mean, we'll give him a thorough examination and see exactly what the problem is, but it's hard to say right now. And then the lights go out. Just. And she looks up, and you see small lights start to around, just emergency backup sort of lights. And she sort of taps her chin thoughtfully. You can note a little bit of concern on her face, and she says, "Oh, okay. The backup generators are just kicking in. Maybe a little longer. Sorry, I have to go and attend to some of the machinery and the critical services. If you'll excuse me."
Anything we can do to help?
She looks around. She says, "I'm not sure. Let me take stock and I'll let you know."
Did that Stunky seem only scared, or was it hurt too and we didn't notice?
Give me an intelligence check, I guess. Just a straight intelligence.
Both of us, or just her?
If you want to.
Please.
You seem to be singly concerned about the Chimchar itself.
Or intelligence? 14.
14. Thinking back, it didn't strike you as as hurt. It certainly didn't move like it was hurt. Like the many times that you sort of encountered it, it moved deftly and without concern.
It seemed pretty spry.
The wind continues to blow outside, and it shakes the automatic doors. Just you hear the panes just sort of flexing. You see some of the other Pokemon trainers have taken shelter in here. It's not quite late enough for it to be time for them to wheel out the carts. In fact, it's maybe only 4 or 5 o'clock.
Is there like towels in the shower area?
There are, absolutely.
I'm gonna go back there and dry Ryulu off.
Yeah.
Sure. You see other people have the exact same idea.
Yeah.
One trainer has a small Clefairy.
Towel off,
She's
Billy.
drying it off. Billy seems very thankful.
Yeah.
That you've dried him off.
It's like, I'm in pain. The water hurts my soul.
And as you guys
Well, if
sort
this body
of...
gets too damp, it will die.
As you guys sort of dry off and get yourself settled into the Pokemon Center, there's various points in time when the lights, even the battery-powered lights, just sort of flicker. And the wind just howls.
Maybe we could go out and take a look at that generator. Just make sure there's no loose connections or anything.
Might as well.
Brooke, you feel a small drip
From
hit the top of
ceiling.
your head.
Or we could patch up the roof.
Yep.
You look over onto another side of the room and you see a small drip.
Oh, crap.
And that's where we'll end this session.
Okay.
Fucking got burned. Little bastard.
Right in the face. I'll give you an idea how bad the storm is. On a scale of 1 to 20, it's a natural 20.
Oh no.
Isn't that what happened to David and I that night?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, dangerous storm.
Well. Well.
So there, that was a properly lengthed one. Last time I was like, oh, we still got another hour to go. There was not another hour to go.
Yeah.
We went like too long. But that was wonderful. Thank you everybody who
Yes.
showed up.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you everybody that was able
everyone.
to join.
Thank you Emerald Sap for the sub again.
Thanks again, Norman.
Yeah, and thank you again to Mr. Frost King for the follow.
Yeah, thank you everybody who watches in the future. Tell us what you think. Like, follow, subscribe.
Do all that stuff.
Tell your friends. Tell your grandmother.
Like the video, or I'll punch you in the throat.
Come back.
Apparently, that threat seems to work for people.
No.
Come back every second Monday for a new episode. Our next episode will be on May the 20th.
Yeah, it's
That's a
May the
Monday.
20th at 7 Mountain Standard Time.
That's the one. And
Everybody else have that day off. We all
why?
should. It's a holiday. It's
It's May long?
yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
Maybe we can do a longer one,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, it's possible.
like a special one for.
Or
Special May long.
start kind of midday-ish.
Special Storm Edition.
Oh, it's a holiday, right? So we all should have it off. Maybe we could do a special one. Being
Maybe.
it's a Monday holiday.
It's possible.
Maybe. Food for thought.
We could do the thing. But anywho,
Well, anything else, guys? Anything else you wanted to bring up? Next Friday, more Sekiro.
yeah, tomorrow more Devil May Cry if I can actually be asked to stream on my own.
Hey.
We'll see. We shall see how I feel.
I want to play more Donkey Kong so bad.
That was actually a lot of fun.
Oh, we have good times here.
We do have good things
Thank you again at Joe the DM, at Uwooby, Kevin McLeod, your friend and mine. And I guess we will catch you all later.
Yeah.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.
Bye.